pro haunting, you don't always have that. So a lot of the techniques that we're using come specifically from producing pro haunts, and then we move that into the home haunting. So you're going to see modular construction. This is, we've always built off-site haunts that had to go up. I mean, literally the haunt comes in 2 20-foot box trucks, and 8 hours later, we have to have it up and running. You were in class last year, so you saw a lot of that. So everything we do, and I'll tell you where the starting point is, everything we do starts here in 3 dimensions. We build as much as we can virtually first. I mean, literally the entire haunt, the floor plan, everything. It has a number of different advantages, which we won't go into for now because we're going to build and we're not going to talk about haunt design. But we get our build crew together usually about a week before everything goes down. And we have a meeting, we talk about the different rooms and sets and how we're going to go about constructing them. And then we use our 3-dimensional plans. Because we're building off-site, we may only be able to build 2 or 3 rooms at one time, right? So we take our 3-dimensional plans and say, these are the 3 sets we're going to start with. Let's take these out, pull them off the plan, drop them into the other plan, which is actually our workshop, which is about 2,400 square feet. And then we start from there. So we're going to kind of take that same approach here, right? And we're unlike, in most home haunting, and this is the thing that always gets me with the home haunt world, they never think in terms of real walkthrough. It's usually, it's a trail or some type of plan thing they're walking around, but it's prop to prop to prop to prop, right? And we all, as home haunters, we think about building props. And that's awesome. I love building props. You guys know I usually teach the pickaxe courses here and all the coding and automation. And, I love that world. But when Lori got me involved in pro haunting, and I started building sets, and then I started, because now we're not doing props anymore, right? We have actors, and actors are always more effective. Even the most expensive prop that you buy in Transworld usually just gets a chuckle. It doesn't get a scare. There are always a few exceptions, but actors are where it's at. And so I had to start and kind of rework my entire brain on this. I need to think about the set. How does the set become dynamic? How does the set become the prop? That's what I want to build now, is I want to build walkthroughs. And in home haunting, you don't see that happen a lot. Nobody thinks, well, I'm going to build a bunch of flats and make a walkthrough, even though you may have the space to do it, even if it's just a garage. We have a carport. We have a covered carport. We're able to build 3 or 4 sets inside it. Maybe it's just outdoors. A lot of folks do it outdoors. So the point is, you can get past the typical home haunting approach, which is let's just walk them through a bunch of props, and get into actually building a haunt. And that's when it becomes fun, and that's where we're going to start with today. Because we're not incredibly crazy, we're going to build essentially 3/4 of a set. This is the 3-dimensional blueprint, and when we build these blueprints, it's important to us that we actually take these things and they're built. If you guys just come right in, don't be shy. All of this is completely, for the most part, dimensionally accurate, and we can pull the different constituent pieces off and around, so we know exactly what we're doing, right? So I get my tape measure and I can say, hey Ross, I need you to build this, and it's going to be this long, so on and so forth, right? So if I can't be there for a build night, I can give my crew a highly detailed plan and say, guys, do this. And this is where you need to get to, because on this off time that you have in the winter and those cold months, where in New England where we are, where you're not, we can't go on a workshop, it's too cold. This is where you can do all your fun stuff. And then when finally, when things start to thaw and you've got your build crew back and your helpers and people are getting excited, you can hit the ground running with a really cool plan. You've already seen your haunt and walk through it. If I could pull up, I don't have one handy right now, I could pull up our entire walkthrough for some of the pro haunts we've done, and I can actually just walk right through it. I can walk a fire marshal, a building inspector through it. I can give the top down, sort of quasi-architectural plans, and it's usually enough to keep them off your back.
You keep the cleaned up version for the fire marshal?
Oh, absolutely. And we go top down.
Oh, it's even got fire extinguishers in every corner.
Literally, 3-dimensional, I put, just because they love seeing that. Like, this is where we're going to put these, and you'll put arrows with the direction of traffic and where exits are. And in the pro world, you have to do that, especially we're in Rhode Island, and thanks to a band called Great White, we have the strictest fire codes in the nation. They do not fool around in Rhode Island. Most of the marshals that we work with pull dead bodies out of that disaster. And they see this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They see that stuff? No. When we use foam in a haunt, it is covered in gypsum. One bit of pink, we just throw it right out, because we know if they see that color, they'll shut the whole haunt down. Last one we did was for Dave & Buster's, where we built a haunt in one of their, it's about 3,000 square feet, so sort of like a mini haunt. And we built it, we completely, absolutely fireproofed it. I mean, Flame-X on everything. It took so much precaution, and then we walked outside and went, what? We just did all this work. Dave & Buster's is full of a bunch of red-hot machines made out of MDF that are basically tinder boxes. If any video game cabinet is, like if a fire starts, I'm running into the haunt. Right? Why do we need a marshal? That's okay, so I'll stop complaining. But back on track. So here's where we're going to start, right? So if you guys were our build crew and you now are our remote build crew, we're going to start and we're going to build flats, right? We're going to get the structural stuff up first. And you can see what we're doing here is just a 3/4, right? I'll give you, this is a terrible pitch. You guys are going to have to forgive me because I had some really good stuff on this, and I had an issue with where it was stored, and I lost it. But I can tell you when we were putting up, when Steve first said, hey, can you build like a 3/4 set? Can you do something, you know, we're at HauntCon, our friends at Davis Graveyard built this really nice piece, and Steve said, let's do like more of a set piece, you know, rather than just working foam and tombstones and have a bigger version of that. He's like, what about the witch hearth you did? I assume you need those Gothic windows. So I started grabbing Tinker Toy flats at the shop, right? Just like, what goes together? And we started looking at this set. And again, forgive the potato can quality. I have a nicer picture of that hearth I'll show you in a second. But we're going to build, we're not going to use the pentagram. We're going to use a different symbol. Because we felt that the news crew's coming in, they were going to interview me tomorrow morning. Maybe I don't want that behind me, right? Because they're not going to know that that's actually a welcoming pentagram and not a demonic pentagram, but I'm not going to go through the history lesson with them. We'll just let,
We are the grounds for evil.
you know what I mean? If you're from Utah, you know how that's going to go over, right? That's like a farm church right there. So rather than even go down that road, we've got a different symbology we're going to use that's far kinder and more much nicer. But then we said, well, we don't want to do these because they don't really fit, but we love the fact that the same color palette was used with this and this, right? So what we did, we loved these Gothic windows we did for a project piece, for a commission piece ages ago, but obviously the color palette, if it was this color palette, with maybe some transition on these stones would look really nice. Because these, when you, it's tough to tell with our great screen here. The stained glass, they are a really sharper person, and you'll see we're going to build it. They look really nice. So we're going to do 2 of these, flanking this, but we're going to stay within that same sort of greenish, earthy, witchy color palette, right? And then we're actually working on some coals that are going here, and we think we're going to do a bump out, and you guys are going to help me design this as we get through the day today, a bump out of like a cast iron inset that would come out of this, right? So rather than just an open hearth, if you imagine the old house, well, they used to actually finally put a cast iron insert into there, right, with some grating and stuff, and then maybe we'll have a lot of kids standing there with the fog machines, you can let me out. We'll go full Hansel and Gretel on it.
We got Emma.
There you go, Emma, you just got volunteered. Sorry we're gonna have to cook you in the witch oven, but for a good cause. So this is what we're gonna build today. I'll give you another close-up of the hearth that might look a little bit better, as better as it can look, considering that we're projecting onto a piece of foam.
Which program are you using and is it free?
It is free, and it's called Google SketchUp. So that's a close-up of the hearth piece. Maybe I can zoom out. So you can see it's pretty cool. It's a really neat piece, but we wanted to mix it up. So we wanted to give you guys as much variety in the texturing that we're going to do. So we're going to get rough fieldstone. We're going to do more of a quarried stone, and then we're going to do like the quarried rock walls, bricks rather, blocks on the Gothic windows. We're going to do our best to work together to tie them all together. We'll mostly do that through color palette, and we'll try to create a more seamless transition in between the 2 flat styles, if we can. Lori's going to has a couple of breakout classes. I don't know if we're doing it in this one too, to do the coals and these really cool swamp-like torches that go with it. So even if we don't get to those in here, if you guys want to learn how to make them, it's happening on Saturday. And then we're going to take some brave volunteers, people that are going to be here for like the ball on Saturday. We're going to move this set in. It's going to become the photo booth for everyone taking their pictures. This is why we have to build things modular. So if we were doing a real big scale haunt, all this stuff goes in numbered flats on plan. And when we go in, for instance, you know, we've got the first of the 2 24-foot box trucks pulls up. They're packed, numbered from the back of the haunt up. We have guys with walkies that are like, okay, I need room 1, 2, 3, come up now. And we do a sort of a on-time as-needed delivery as guys are running around screwing the thing up. We could take a 3,000 square foot haunt, somewhere around like 150 flats worth, full electrics, pneumatics, plumbing, everything, have it up in a day. We'd spend the next day cleaning up all the electronics and making things look nice for the fire marshals and building inspectors. But it's up and running in a day. And it's because we start here in 3D. And we can take that and then create all the plans we need to actually number, just the load in, the load out, the build up. Anyone can put it together. It's just take your choice at that point. So that's where we're going to get to today. We hope. because we're gonna try, right? But the first thing we need to do is we need to build the structure. We need to build the flats. And if you take a look and we go, all right, well, how tall are these suckers gonna be? We wanted to steal as much of the lumber as we could to see if we can make some other cool projects. So if I, hey, go down there, there we go. I think I did these 7 feet, I did. So we need to make 4 7-foot by 4-foot flats, and that's where we're gonna start. We don't have a table saw, so ripping some lumber down is gonna be a problem, but that won't stop, that's not gonna hurt us here. So first things first, how do we make flats? Well, it's pretty simple. We're gonna cut down our cross members, and we can't do them to 7 feet, right? Because if you take a look here, we're using 2x3. The 2x3, of course, isn't really 2x3. It's 1.5 by 2.5 because it's dressed lumber. So a 2x4 isn't really a 2x4. It's a 1.5 by 3.5. I catch you sometimes when you're doing this 3D plans. Why does everything seem like it's a little bit off, right? When you're 40 feet down the hunt that way and everything's a foot off, and you go, oh God, did I put 2 by? Ah, jeez. So details matter. But in any case, right? So these are gonna be, I'll check my math in a second on my phone because I'm a math retard. These should be 81 inches. And then the 3 inches that these two will make up will get us to 7 feet. And we're gonna start cutting, and then we're gonna start putting them together. Now at the shop, we have the advantage of having perfect 4x8 work tables. So when we go to square flat, it's not a problem, just put it on. As you can see, we don't have that advantage right now. So what we did before we get started, with some help, we separated out. The folks that got us our lumber, I don't think ever really got Home Depot lumber before. And the reason why I say that, and this is no knock on the folks that helped us put this course together deserve a medal for all the work and shopping they did. But when you go to Home Depot to buy a 2x3 or a 2x4, you can see this right here. Here's a great example. This is not going to work. You've got to pick through that whole pile. I mean, sometimes it'll take you 45 minutes just to get 20 good pieces. And the easiest way to do it is just take a look down the piece, and I'll let you do that in a second. And you can see that this thing just takes a left turn for Albuquerque. If anyone hasn't gone to pick lumber, if you're new to this, don't be shy. Take a look at that piece. It's a great example looking down. So make sure he doesn't go anywhere near the good pile. So these are the pieces we're going to use to put together whatever really is important. Right? So he does the same thing. Take a look at that. It's just ugly. And maybe you want to just point your camera down there so folks might be able to see. I would suggest that everybody grab at least a pencil. Where's my pencil? There we go. Those are the wrong screws.
Okay,
So
don't use those.
We didn't want exterior screws, but that's what we got. So you want to use the standard drywall screws.
Okay.
These exterior screws are coated and they're thicker and they're more likely to crack the wood. We'll probably all experience that in a few minutes. And let's see, 7 times 12 is 84. Minus the 3 inches we'll need will be 81. So 81 inches. So I'm going to hit 1 and then we're going to get going here. He's got this thing up really, really high. So we'll see what we can do. Who's comfortable working with water stuff? You are? Okay. Anyone else want to be comfortable working with water stuff? Sure. Because what we like to do is just sort of team up on this stuff, right? Now, normally at the shop we have a speed square. You've probably seen those. Use it also sometimes called a framing square. Oh, yes. Little triangle, it's got a lip on one end. You just drop that thing right here and you got your line. They're wonderful. I always get in the habit, because sometimes when you get really tired and get really stupid, of making an X on my waist end when I'm ever doing a cut. And you wouldn't think you'd ever forget something like that, but boy, I tell you, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're still going, you always end up cutting to the wrong side. And that is just enough to drive you crazy. I think I'm a righty, most of us here probably are. And I think owing to that, as soon as we get our workflow set up here, I just have to go this way, we're going to move this down this way. So try to get the piece as close to the table as safely possible, because it'll start giving that on. You haven't noticed that, right? Technically speaking, this piece is pretty big. I'm pretty sure I don't even need you guys here. to hold that, and that's okay, because I'm not cutting it yet. So mind the cords, guys, it's getting a little goofy in here, we're gonna try to be safe about all this. Paper's be heavy anyway.
Play with us.
Alright, grab me the little guys.
So they're gonna be sitting out here.
Normally, we have a couple of those rabbits, right?
Yes. So all we have to do is.
Just get them kind of lined up, put them together. Right, and then we're gonna do a quick sandy check, now that they're kind of lined up. And then we're gonna take a measurement here. And, oh my God, it's 7 feet. Oh, the wonders never cease. Beautiful. And then we're gonna grab, now the first things first, this is the fun part. This is the part that everyone hates. I usually use a corner drill to shop for this. Because this takes a little bit of grunt sometimes. And to make matters worse, sometimes they crack a little bit, and unfortunately they're probably going to because we're using the wrong screws. Best we can do. We're gonna get some cracking. There's nothing we can do about it because these exterior screws that we're using are thicker than traditional non-exterior screws. So what we're gonna do, you can see when I put this together, you just kind of get, there you go, and you're doing a great job over there, Emma. Don't need too much pressure, so I'll just grab it like that.
How many inches did you cut those at?
We cut them in half, so they're at
You
48.
guys got the idea.
The hairs are 48 with the width of the saw blade.
Now,
So now we need 4 of these
a
at
couple of things that happen.
9 inches. So again, using intuitive measuring. Sure.
First things first, when you're putting it in, make sure you put it down like this, right?
4 of them at 9 inches?
Yeah, so they'll go like
See how this
this.
one over here
These will be our
is
sides.
twisting? Your instinct is gonna be, gotta get the twist out of
Because
that.
he's doing it
And
that
you're
way,
gonna
so
try to
it'll
do
be like
that.
that, right?
by
It'll
twisting
go
it right
in
there.
between, you're
Correct,
right, yes,
yeah.
yes, okay,
So let's
okay,
just
cool.
confirm that.
Okay, yeah, okay, so we'll do that.
Boing!
I guess
And
we
you'll
can
never
either
get
mark it or,
So if you have that lumber and you have a twist like that, live with it. Live with it. Otherwise, the flat will never be square. Or less square. So throw these together. Get these all.
Actually, let's just do a clean 9.
So
clean 9, okay, cool.
Nine
so
on
see this
here.
right here?
Okay,
Take a look at
so
where
we'll go, using
See on my
this.
corner
Yeah,
here?
okay, cool.
It's lined up here, I'm a little off here. Live with it.
It's out of here.
Okay, you want to just trim, what, about an 8?
Yeah, let's just
So
see
the
here.
length from that end to then is equals to 9 inches.
Yeah, let me flush it up. You know,
You don't
it's
like doing that.
pretty darn good, you know, maybe a 16th maybe? I mean,
you know what?
or, you know, it's pretty darn good.
It's a minor amount.
Yeah.
And this can be foam covered.
Yeah, exactly, it's good.
But if you like it or not, you gotta hold that screw, and that's what we're talking about to get those little metal fingers. They just have.
So how many inches are the inside pieces?
9 inches.
9 inches? Okay.
Oh, to a table. Got it.
So 4 feet and 9 inches.
To each other, and I'm like,
Those stars on that up on there? Alright, so let me, this is the part. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna show you something. You're not a bit long, you're on. Right? But if you have faith, ow, if you have splinters, if you have faith,
16 big ones.
that your piece is square, your overlayment, then what I usually do, put one in this corner, and then, come around here.
Yeah.
One second. Oh, why are you guys so long over? And then I'll take this corner, push it forward. See what I just did there? You thought you were long, but you're not. Now You might be a little wide. And you keep massaging right in that sucker. So you got about where you need to be. You often rarely come out perfect. That's okay. Very important. Very important. Be cognizant that one side at least can't have a lip. That's going to go on the floor. Lips, we can live with them if they're up high. Keep them flat. Now, I need a screw. Here. Here. You get the idea, right? So we get 1, 2, 3 in the run, corner, and in the middle.
One in the middle?
One in the middle, on the corners, and just go around.
So is it not necessary to put a center brace in?
Nope.
No?
Never use any more bracing than what you're building dictates. If this was going to be structural or a door, we would not be using Luan, we'd be using some measure of ply. If it's going to support something, brace it. If it's not, don't make your life difficult.
What we'll do is we'll try to automate the battery for him to set the top. Happy for that.
Beautiful.
So, we can still
And we're going to knock those flats up. They're going to be a little unstable until we get further along, but it is what it is. So, if we want to be particular about it, we'll go back to our plan. And this is important. When you're working on a big plan, maybe not this one so much. When you're working on a large plan that involves hundreds of flats and many, many rooms, you need to be really careful with your build crew about how they intersect. Because 2.5 inches off one way turns into a lot when they keep doing it off the other direction. And if you're working in a place where you have very set dimensions, details are important because they're not going to want to put a hole in the wall because you made it 6 inches over one direction and so on and so forth. But we can take a look at that flat and we can see that the way the first two are going to go together. We normally, just so you guys know at the shop, we'll put up whole sets at a time without a screw. And we do that with those nice little pressure hand clamps. You see them at Home Depot. Don't buy the Harbor Freight ones. They often break the very first time you squeeze them. We made that mistake once. But we have, I mean, a bin of those things in the shop, probably 20 of them. So when we're building a set, it's clamp, 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 clamp. We'll have the whole set knocked up. And then come back, screw, as the other people are, as they're screwing in, someone's stealing those clamps and they're moving on to the next wall. Right? It's the system, it's how you get it knocked up. So remember that, buy those clamps. When you work alone like I do in the shop, I work alone constantly. I can't put up sets without those clamps. But with those clamps, I can knock up 3 rooms myself without anyone helping me. You know, the first one's a little precarious while you're balancing it and everything else, right? But once you got your first 90 set up, you're off to the races. So that being said, since we don't have those, since we don't have quote-unquote hand clamps, we're going to need to use actual hands as clamps. So, all right, and I think, someone want to double check the floor plan, make sure I got that right? That's correct.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to go crazy, put a ton of screws and knock these up and make them structural, because we're just going to be taking the thing down soon anyway. So we're just going to up one each. There we go. Nice. Good enough. All right. Don't bother putting the screws in all the way and flushing them. They have to come out. Okay. So, well, we got this up. Yep. So before we get too much farther along, because we know how those other two are going to work. So this is where you come back into the picture, my custom builder. Right? And now we got to figure out how to make these two equidistant in 90. They're going to be like over here.
My favorite word.
90?
Equidistant.
All right, and once you guys have this nailed up, so first things first, hold on to this for me. All right, and we want to make sure that we're actually 90 here. It's going to throw your work off. Oh my God, somebody brought me a frame square. I will love you, wherever you are. It's barely one of the big square, but he gets credit. You should. Kind of ish over there. You're gonna come in a little bit. A little bit, tiny bit.
With the wall?
Yep.
Yeah.
This end, that way. Fellas, I don't think the horn's gonna get much more spread than that, so. Now we get to the arbitrary. This is gonna determine how big the top of our mantle is. So what do we think? Maybe like 8 inches in, it's about right here? Everyone? So we can take a look at the plan if we want, but
Yeah, that looks good.
I think 8 inches looks pretty nice. You know, the plan doesn't have to be a blueprint, it could be a guide.
That's really cool.
So let's, here, grab that. You're bleeding too. I have blood on my pencil because I stabbed it right into my hand. I said, oh honey, I stabbed myself with a pencil. I was hanging like that. Oh well. Happens.
I like to get out of the way earlier.
It's better. I usually stab myself with drill bits. Screw bits, specifically, not drill bits. When you're going and you're like, and then it slips and you put the thing right into your hand. Ooh, that's smart. So 8 inches. And you guys are gonna do the same for me on the other one. That looks like we're close enough. Oh, close enough-ish. But we just wanted a guide so we can knock these into 8
As
inches.
to the overlap, do we want to do it 6.5, so exactly 45 in the middle piece, or no? You care?
I don't think I care,
Okay,
but I like it. 6.5, you think?
I did.
We'll put us dead center with the
Yeah.
overlap on the flat.
yeah, it'll be dead center from this, it'll be the same length out from here. We can do it that way if you want.
Do it that way.
Okay.
Why don't you guys get this marked up and get these in? Yeah, I like that. It's a good idea.
And are we screwing these on?
You're gonna screw them in, but you're gonna screw them on from the backside, right? Because this is gonna have to become detachable. In fact, once you guys have all your measurements and you start cutting and we put it together, we'll probably have to detach it just to assemble it and we'll put it back on. The nice part is when this part's done, no pressure if you guys are doing this. We can't have any fun until we do this.
Okay.
So,
And is there foam going on here or not? On
yes,
this piece?
yes. So if you take a look,
If I can draw, we can draw this line big fat, so we know where it goes
it's
back.
gonna be covered painting, you'll never see it. So let's take a
Okay.
look again, and this is important, right? Let's always keep our references, right? So, if you guys take a look, this is where the hearth comes in. This section of this wall is that reveal that they're having, right? Exactly, right? So, all right, guys. You guys know what you gotta do, right?
Okay, cool.
Good. Yeah, just wait. Oh, you'll be
Needs more
first.
pressure.
You'll be in such good company.
Just like the same speed all day long.
Yep. Yeah, so if you guys want, I think you said go 40 on this, right?
Yeah. Wait, get out your level now, Steve, come on.
Get the laser, honey. Get the laser. Yeah. So you guys are gonna cut the front piece out first and then figure out the mantle piece?
Sure. So we
And
just,
remember, this is important. You do not have to go all the way back. In fact, I don't want you to, right? You only need to go back like about yay, okay? So like this, like that. The reason why is we have that whole backsplash that comes down, right? So let's not waste the lumber, we don't have it anyway. And it makes this piece lighter and easier to do.
so essentially about a foot wide of the mantle thing.
Yeah, let me show you what it looks like if you guys want to take a look over here, right? So again, we go back to the guide. This is why it's so important to do one of these. When you're really tired, it takes all the braining out of things. And we're not there yet, but hey, we might be soon. So I can take this piece, I can edit this group, and I can pull the foam off of it. So let's pull the foam right off of there. And then you can actually see what it's made of, right? Now you guys have made these two guys. So these two guys you already made. They're not quite what it is on plan, but that's okay, that'll work. So you've got this piece here, right? So that's kind of what that's going to look like when you're done. And this piece here, oops, oh, don't do that, Steve. And don't do that. And you've got this front piece here, right? So here's sort of our components. So to give you an idea how the construction's going to go together. Right now we've got these two side pieces up. Yeah, you got your two little wing pieces up. So you're going to have to go next with the top piece and that other piece. And once you get those done, we're good. Now remember, when we're doing the rocks, right? We'll take a measure on this to figure out what I figured it out through the rocks. We're going to overlap the rocks over this edge, right? So we don't worry about that at all. Okay. That doesn't need to be neat, beautiful, clean, or anything.
Bless you.
If you guys want to put a little bit of roundness to it to make our lives easier, that'd be great, and we should, right? And we can go back to the picture and you can give me an idea what you think is reference to that. But do not kill yourself on it. Just get a pencil and try to make it look nice, and we'll call it a day from there. So one of the measurements I do have that's actually pretty accurate on this thing, over here, tape measure. I figured out that we're about 2 feet 7 inches up over here, right? But that's 2 feet 7 inches up to the top of the arc. The top of the arc, right? Exactly, the apex. Another good one. Points for apex. Okay. Right. And if we wanted to represent that in SketchUp, and I'll probably screw this up because I'm trying to do it on the fly, we could actually take our arc tool and come over here and come over here, and we could make an arc. See that arc we just made over there? And we could fill that in and you could actually see it. The only reason why it isn't done on this one, because I had a really nice one done. In fact, somebody saw a couple early iterations of it, and then I lost it. So I had to, the day before we flew out, I just like took 10 minutes and just banged this one out to get us where we had to be.
And how wide is the mount total? It's 2.7 high. How wide is that?
How wide is it? All right.
Well,
So
how wide do you want the sides? Because we're dealing with 40 total width.
right. So I think we
So what's
said,
your current width
yeah,
now?
that's a great. You know, we're thinking right along the same lines. Let me move this out of the way, and then we can move this to here, and then we can get our tape measure. And currently, I have this at 211. So total width. No, we obviously went a little ambiguous because of our change over here, but that's good. Actually, I think we're gonna get smaller. But you guys get the idea, right? So
Okay.
I say, get the piece, when you get the piece rough cut, let's take a look at it. We'll just put it up there, take a look at it. We'll get a pencil, do a rough sketch. You guys can clean up that line, and then jig that up.
Okay. All right.
Just through that process. Okay, and we'll move on from there.
So we can grab any of these pieces of plywood, correct?
Those are all game.
Okay.
We've got a lot more room than
I would just intuitively lay it up here and just drop a pencil and there we go.
Yeah, where do you actually want to line it up at?
Wherever we
I mean,
get.
how are we gonna?
Almost, this
how do we
kinda
make this
nice.
connection here?
I think what we're gonna do is probably,
You're doing that.
Have it
Cameron?
sort of
we'll,
squished, or-
we can probably slap a couple little nailers here like this and just screw into them if we want to. But if we go like this, we're good. I just want to get.
Maybe we should move the other tables going like this.
Try to go on the, you want to try to go on the inside.
On the inside? You're right. Make sure we're on the inside, yeah?
You guys, we're gonna start, there is no rhyme or reason to this. My only rule on this is we want to make this piece go as long as possible. I mean, the material, right? So try not to waste much. Any shape that you want, the more stupid, the better. I'll bring up the picture for reference again, so you guys can see kind of what we're looking for and get a feel for it. And I'm gonna do one, Lori will do one. When I come and pick, oh yeah. When I come and do my pitching on this stuff, I'll probably use the jig, but it is just as stupid. Obviously, this does not need to be an exact process, right? In fact, what we're looking for is the randomness of it. Alright, this is where we start making a mess. Let me take, so, on the edge, we've got a rasp. Be careful, if you just catch this will, it will, don't do that. And nothing to it, guys.
You want to have the blade on my side.
It's a long, crappy process. I'm immediately gonna need to get some duct tape for that, honey. These Harbor Freight rats tend to lose their handles within 3 seconds of you using them, as evidenced by what you just saw. I am not being gentle. From here, I'm just gonna come in any which way. The bigger the rock, the more you're going to work it. The smaller rock, the more you have to make. Try to find a little, a medium. Again, look at the picture, you can get an idea. We did a lot of smaller rocks, especially on the heart itself. And we had to custom fit a lot of them.
Are you working to get rid of the flat edges?
I am, I don't want it flat, flat's bad. Now, I don't care about the flat edge where I'm going to glue it.
Right.
I don't like the flat on there. So I'm going to go up there. And then you can come back if you want.
No.
With a wire brush. Those things is where you're going to put a little melt on those guys. And this is as weird as it looks now. The second we just give this a little bit more cleanup, and then when I hit it with a propane torch for like 3 seconds, just go right over it, it's going to melt in all of this. I do one right now. If I only do one, we're going to get in trouble. That's the idea, right? This is kind of a big one, but you get the idea, right? We're just going to keep going. You don't have to take as much time as I did on them. Don't get too crazy. I like cutting little channels in them sometimes. You'll find your own groove. By the hour of doing this, and maybe 2 hours it's going to require, you'll find your way. But that's that. And then when we throw the torch on this, give it a little melty, it's going to be a really good looking rock. It's going to look just like the one you see in the picture. Think of it as the Bob Ross moment. When all of a sudden the thing you were doing just became a mountain. It's going to be kind of like that. Alright, and then we need a place to put those. We're going to need to collect them. You could grab another table. Just throw them all piled up. The thing is, we get a peek at this to help.
What do you think? Like that, or I think it's better like this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's hanging off either.
Yeah.
I think we just leave the board in and just, why don't we just pre-screw these?
Yeah.
Put in a screw in each of them,
Yeah.
maybe a couple screws.
Yeah, we'll go 2 on each one.
Yeah,
Huh?
and then we'll
one on the bottom and then one kind of up there.
I think 2 blocks on each side should be plenty, so I would just blast that. Yeah.
That's because the heart, generally when we're cranking stones into the heart, no, we don't, because the heart's all small. Okay, good.
So, we want to get,
I don't know, what looks good to you on width?
This looks good, guys.
That was what your plan said, so I'm just giving you a reference
Yeah,
line.
so we go over here. Stone. I'm looking at the picture. There's 1 course, 2 course. Maybe we want to go a little bit
That
higher.
looks like a lot higher.
Go a little bit higher. So we're gonna be kind of arbitrary here. Here's the top of it. Sides. Whatever that is, that's equal. What did I give you there? Almost exactly 4.
Is that's enough for you, correct, for your stones? Okay.
But then we're gonna need a nice arc from here to wherever that 4 is.
Got it.
We'll measure on.
Yeah, let's do that.
Go right there.
You might just want to put one on the other side and that's the way that works.
So measure yours on the top there.
Yeah, that's 4 right there at this line, so.
Up a little bit over. We don't use when we cut rocks. We did 20 inches there. That might be too much. So I'm going to come back a foot here. It's going to be.
You want to mark it?
Yeah, actually, why don't you I'm gonna grab that little square.
Oh, sure.
Not the framing square. Where's the one? Yeah, the regular square. The baby square. Back that corner up to here. Got a little wiggle room there. I'm right here. So my width is approximately, and I'll give myself a little bit extra, right? Want to play with it. We'll go 21 inches. So we'll rip, not this piece, but we're gonna have to rip a long piece down 21 inches. And that's okay, 'cause I think scrap wise will be fine. So, do that. I'm gonna clear the loose plate off from there. We're almost done with the mics. After lunch, we'll start doing a reset, you know? I can't stab myself with sharply, so that's good. Use 22 because we're going to be super duper safe. Why not, right?
You're going to go from 21 to 22 now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Sucks. 22. I'm too old to use that tape measure.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of hard to
You know,
see.
man, I'm 44.
Yeah.
I can't use that thing. Things are getting weird, you know? I get stuff breaking out. You hear that Louis C.K. routine where he goes to the doctor after he turns 40 and doctor just, well, that's it now. That's your life now. Your ankle's
You know,
ready.
my optometrist keeps telling me that too. It's like,
Nice.
yeah. One of my friends are a lot older than me, so enjoy your 30s.
I tell you, it comes at you fast. Man, I didn't have a gray hair till I was like 42. Then all of a sudden, I'm afraid to get my hair cut. Let me get another measurement. Grab the tape. I don't know why I'm being so precise. Why not? We're all tired. Fine.
Is that a chicken now?
That's awesome.
Sorry?
The music? Awesome.
Best speaker I've got.
That works. It's better than we had before. Now, two different ways we can cut this. Believe it or not, a carpet knife scored exactly along. It's a great precise cut. I used to all these. But we're not going to use that. Because this is a rough cut. We don't need to be that precise. Why don't you go on the other end there? Beauty.
Here's your 1 inch overhang.
Yeah, you know, we don't want to we're there perfect, huh?
So I don't square it, but I'm just saying that'll give you a 1 inch beyond where
Bring
you
me back down that way.
Which way didn't they go?
Go back this way. We're just getting some roughing. I'm right on that corner. I'm 1 inch here.
And just, that's not true. There you go.
You know what? It looks good. That looks like a good overhang to you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, though?
Because of the rocks.
I'm going to end up having to take a lot of that off, so let's go farther up. Aha!
Because you want to overhang the rocks, right, Steve?
Trust me, the mantle is the overhang, so we actually got to come over a little bit more on this. We're going to...
Want a 2x4?
Yeah, that'd work out great. Nice. All right, so keep this, because not only am I going to distress the holy hell out of this, knock down probably a quarter of an inch off of this side, but our rocks are going to come out here. So if we take a look, so granted this is all rounded down.
But would it be better with the other speed?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Width.
With the other speed.
So you can see we're overhanging the rocks too, so we got to actually come out a little bit. Now these are knocked down, so I might be tempted. I can always knock the piece down. More, right, can't take it out. I'm gonna go 2 inches, which means this isn't really what I need. Maybe something apart. Just enjoy the madness. Hey, what's going on here? That's 2 right there. I just want to eyeball it up.
I do
Throw
not
that on
remember
2.
that as part of the song.
That's 2.
That's 2. I can come back on that. And then hold your piece down there. Then when we come back here, so let me scooch around you. Scooch. This cut right here just follows this square. Like a show. Of course, you're gonna be a brat about it.
You want me to kind of hold it against that lip?
This screw is, well, what's
Screwing
the
with
term?
you?
What's the term we're looking for here? That should be 12 from there. Flip it over. Yeah. Drywall square?
What?
The drywall square?
Sorry.
Usually doing things like this.
Let's get rid of this scrap. Watch something. 1 second. These guys can take whatever scrap we do and make wonderful, beautiful rocks. Beautiful rocks.
Let it rip.
I'll stay unchanged until after this, right?
Hey, you'll be the only one. Come on, Steve. Get that on these lines. So this one goes here. Oh, I'm gonna make a quick mark.
I had it back. Yeah.
Nope, nope. Where we need to be? Oh, are we? Oh, maybe we are. Maybe we are backwards.
This is the back.
Yeah, that's it.
I think.
Yeah.
Isn't that the front?
Oh, it's okay. Let's see where you want it. 1 second. Nope, we had it right. That's right. Because we're going to cut this off here. That's going to be made up with the 90 in the walls like this. Smart man. Smart man.
No, experienced man. Learned only by experience.
It's a shame those two are not mutually exclusive, right?
Yeah. Well, I probably fit it too close, then you get off the edge, it's gone again. Like, oh god.
What happened there, right? Alright, so this back piece we can cut right out. And then, now when we make our reveal mark, if you're under here, right? So we should be 2 inches here.
Yeah,
So we need to get a 2-inch line that goes from here to here,
got it.
right? So this
So that
will
line carries out 2 inches.
extends out 2 inches. Sure, screw. Oh, nope, nope.
No, it's right here.
Let's make sure we're right on. Are you right on the line over there?
Let me double check. Yeah.
I know there are easier ways to do this, but we're not going to find them today. Alright, it's out there. Just give you a little reference mark here. One piece of foam right on my nose, and it just will not come out. Oh, dude. I hate that. I hate that. Oh, hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, I want that to come out this way. We might have came too close over here.
You have more room on the other side, but that'd screw up all your other little
And
marks.
I gotta trip up all my other marks. Yeah, because our overhang needs to come out this way. Like that. No!
You definitely have the room here. If you
Well,
wanna
then we
push
gotta do it. Let's just do it. Remeasure. Let's just center it and redo it.
Let me push this. Let me push this to be 2.
The best laid plans.
And you got totally enough room over there, correct?
Money.
I can't see that. Is that 2? From your side?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
No, that's okay.
Okay, I think it's 2.
Alright. So I'm gonna take 2-inch line, clean that as best as I can.
Just right, so.
This little piece, this little lip is getting us. Gonna have to kind of.
You can put the T-square behind that. Like, hook it on here.
Actually, I can put it right here.
I guess it's a square. It should work, right?
walk right under there.
Do you want to hit 2 here so we can?
Got it. Marked it. Well, these things work better when you take all the wrapping off them, huh?
That way it keeps it from getting rusty though.
That's what keeps it from me seeing where the damn mark is. There you are. Stupid thing. Who thought this was a good idea? Yeah, that mark was right. All right. So now I got to come back and do this all over again.
Yeah.
Guys, can you give me a good amount of pressure right there? Perfect. What a goofy way to go about getting it done. Alright, hold on one sec, guys. Worked pretty goodish. You got your mark there?
Uh-huh.
Well, that would be easy to do on the other side, huh? Let's flip it over again. Alright. Nope, that's good. We like that. We like that. Alright, so these are our new marks, obviously. Connected.
So this is bad right here.
So this was your mark here to here. And then we're gonna.
Well, and it looks good and square. We moved that way, right?
Nope, we're.
This is bad.
Sorry.
Permanent. I'm only 40.
It's like a construction grade. It's under He's cutting the top of it. He's marking the top of the mantle. And he's making it so it has an overhang of a couple of inches. And what he's done is he's made sure that will overhang even if we have rocks here protruding. So now he's trying to just figure out how we can cut it, and then we'll.
I think this is probably the toughest cut on set.
Let's go one more time. So we got a little funkiness on that part over there.
We're gonna flip it over?
Because we've got to carry this line all the way through too.
I think so too, yeah, but I just want to do a quick, right? We're getting there. Let's get under there and take some looks. I'm going to come from where you are, Marcus, already. So we know this side goes. And this is going to go.
This is a back line
You do
again.
it. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't want to interfere.
We're gonna go right from here. You've got a cut line there absolutely right off. This is the back side of that cut, so we know we got that. This one was no good.
Gets the back side.
Okay, yep, we're in the back.
Go right over it. And we're gonna do a little sandy check. What? We just have to worry about our overhang. You got an overhang, right? you're gonna come up. You're gonna be like more over here.
Oh, okay, gotcha. 2 inches?
You're actually gonna be, hold on one sec. One second. You're here, let me go under. You're 2 inches this way. You're good there? 2 inches across, now we're just gonna do our...
skewed again.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. You're actually looking pretty good.
Yeah, but how's the phone?
Phone's looking good too. I don't care if you lose a little back there. Line me up back there as best you can. I want to retain this over here. Grab a tape. And frame me square.
I'm not exactly square here, but I don't know.
That's okay, we don't need to do this. Sure, but we're gonna get there real quick. You're way out. You're 2 inches there, and that's good. And okay, so give me. Nope, I gotta come back this way, guys.
And I give me a blue.
I'm not good.
Okay?
Not too. We're a little goofy back here. I think that's good for the deck, guys.
You said that was okay then.
Yeah. Actually, let's go for it. Carry this line over, but I don't have a big enough. Thank you. There we go. Good. And I got 2. One second, guys. Keep your clamp on there, Mark. You moved a little bit. I'm just gonna make a better mark. We're gonna make a better mark. We can rebuild him. Right, that's good. I got all sorts of weird over there. I don't know if you're paying attention well. Where are you, Mr. Mark? There you are. Stay. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, you're all sorts of too. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. One more flip and we got it. Yep, good overhang. Remember those get knocked down too.
Right.
So
Cool, yeah.
jigsaw is right back there. Right there. Alright, first things first, I know that this mark is on here. Anyway. Alright, flip it over.
Ta-da!
Weird, but it's beautiful.
There you go.
Is that 2 inch mark? I just need to confirm our 2 inch mark.
Yeah, I think you're there. I'm about to beat the hell out of this with a sanding brush, so don't worry about that. We got it as close as we're gonna need to get. Let's mark the other side of that.
Can I push it for it?
Can I push this over? More of them, I guess.
There we go, thank you.
What we did was. Oh, you okay, Steve? Yes. All right. Ta-da!
The foam stick.
You want it here, you don't want to measure, right? Just here.
Right. We're just going. Carry it. More rock. I need to borrow a rasp off somebody. Well, you glad we did that just exactly the way it had to be? We are going to make this distressed full of the other rock. And we are eventually going to make this slick the meat you see in the picture.
One of my favorite parts of this is that you're going for imperfect. If you're imperfect, you're perfect. So it's just works great.
God bless that, huh?
Well, that just looks great. You're just taking shape wonderfully.
When you're doing this stuff, and if you've never done it before, when you first start doing it, you really start putting around it, and it looks, you have to, go for it, man. Beat it like you lose your money. That's the way you're gonna get it right. It's a real bummer when you're gonna do a piece like this that's very flat. We're gonna have to work this a little bit. It doesn't lend itself well. So this is gonna be like a solid 20 minutes of playing around with this thing. We gotta get the top too. And I'm gonna have to measure out the backsplash. It's gonna go back here somewhere because I'm not gonna get too crazy, right, if I don't have to.
Yeah.
But, you see, it's a bummer trying to get. Dead center. That was a pain to template out.
We're gonna go with the Celtic pentagram.
Yeah, the picture, I believe it's called. Yeah, let's mix it up, right? You don't want to go with the actual thing that means welcome? We'll go with this one. All right, so how big is that?
I got tape measure here. Where do you want to measure?
That's circle. 27?
27.
Okay. So let's do that for a second. Yeah, that's fine. I think we actually do it. We run 4 pieces there. Good. Give me a couple dropping marks. Very light. Right in front of the piece on it. Right there, right in the middle where it says 25 for the piece mark. Yeah, we need to know how crazy we're going to get this blessing. That's going to be 34. So, this is a bad radius. Should be close to 5. We can please be over 34. Please be over 34. Please be over. Yes! Yes! Bonus! Alright.
Oh, let me take this.
Yeah, man.
Five minutes till lunch.
Oh, good. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this. the easy way, and I'm gonna mark this on top, just in case we're not going square in some places. I'm not gonna use it the harder way. We're gonna do let's get that 100-ish.
What line are you on?
I'm not going to try to center it. You should be right in the middle of that line, I think. Are you there? I think you are. Hey, Mark, can you repair it?
Yeah. Mark the back of it.
Pretty close. Right at the top. I think you're a little great there.
You can do the next make and take for our watch.
Let me grab that sharpie again.
I'm not doing your cats. 1,000 of these.
Guys, wait till you see how easy the actual blocks are.
Actually, with mine, we were just going to dig it into one big piece of foam and then just try it.
I'm going to show you guys a really great technique back to the walls. You will not be afraid. I promise.
I don't remember marking that one.
Mark, what you doing?
I think Mark, blame it on Mark.
Mark.
What?
Blame Mark for the Mark.
We're just blaming you.
Marky Mark.
No real reason.
Oh, I put that random kind of semi-straight edge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just definitely.
We need to distress to that line.
Oh, okay.
And Mark, let's you get the drywall here. Can you cut? Here's your 2 cut marks. They might not be totally square, but let's get it clean across that.
Got it.
And then after you, oh good. Just so you know, next steps after you cut this like this, we need to flip over to the face side using a pencil, not a Sharpie. We need to find dead center. I need a dead center line this way, a dead center line this way, because we're going to start working on getting this thing looking like it belongs somewhere. Okay? And that is going to be a lot of routing and a lot of pain, and this is a good assessment. We'll do that.
Perfect, thank you.
So we'll use a mixture of this, and we'll also use Gorilla Glue in a few places.
Gorilla glue.
Both of them work very nice for foam. Now I have to do some sort of custom pieces up here, so I'm not going to do this up here just yet. And then we're going to do some corner pieces that are also going to be sort of custom work, as it were. But we do need to see how far we're working, right? So, what we're going to do, and you guys can help with this, what you want.
Do you have to normally start from the edge out, or it doesn't matter now?
Whatever.
We put it wherever they look good, and then if we need more, we get more.
Got ya.
Ah, ooh, that one. Fast. Can you grab me a couple shop racks?
That is a non-stop caulking gun.
Yeah. A little more pressure than I thought on that one when I first started it. I'll just get a couple of these going here. Trying to get it equalized so it's not slathering glue all over me.
How long does it say it takes for it to dry?
This stuff sets up with a decent clamp in about a half an hour.
Half an hour.
Be a jerk.
There it is. Don't worry about it, I'll wash it up. I'm the machine washer, mostly. Harbor-free caulking gun is not really any pressure. It just keeps going. Jeez. Got him, man.
There's the appropriation there.
Yeah, over here. We're trying to be.
Hi, everybody. I'm just trying to. Hey, it's. Thank God.
Oh, it's
Yeah, 'cause I want to actually build a place and like make it look nice and stuff. Yeah, so when we're doing this, we're gonna. All right, that one needs to get fixed because it's flat. Like that. Oop, this one's flat. Appreciate that. This thing's still spinning glue everywhere. I want to get us to a point, so I want to show you something that I want some helps with.
Now, is the key to have them touching each other, or you want
No,
some
we want a little
space?
space in there. And we're gonna, like when we get over here, I'll put one that's kind of in here. The key is really just to be.
I see.
Yeah.
That's speed and everything.
Barely. So when we get here, I'm just gonna just rough out 45 like that. We'll use him somewhere else. I don't know where else him to go, but we'll figure him out later. And then we'll find a like brick. And
Oh, I see.
yeah, we may have to massage this a little bit, but that's all right. It's all part of the magic. But these little corner bricks kind of make a big difference once they're sanded down to the finished product. This makes everything look a little bit more cohesive. And we'll fill this in with some spackle later. And this looks like pretty goofy right now, but when we take this and round this down, and we're going to after it dries, it's gonna meet up and it's gonna look pretty good. The original piece that we did used that quite a bit. And, boy, that is horrible, huh? Yeah, not obvious at first. It looks horrible there, but once that's clamped, I'm gonna come in and round those out.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna see it's the magic will happen, as it were. And we're only gonna do a few of those because they're a pain in the butt. So, and then we'll French and the others around them. So, is there just anything that company that works right? While you're still spouting about. What babysit this thing with? Someone? Anyone? Just gotta keep that. So. There, same drill. And I want you guys to each do one of these too. I want everyone to sort of get in the groove of it. This one looks like if I want to get really fancy with it, I might be able to do this. And again, I'm just going to come down at approximate 45, right? Hopefully not cutting myself a little bit. These copper knives are sharp. You will put you up there. We'll make you guys feel
nice.
Yeah, that one's going to require minimal adjustment. Stay away from all that. You guys get the idea. I'm going to keep going down this way because I got the goodies. And then we're going to stick you guys on it. Amber, you want a piece of this action too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to leave you some room to do one right here in the corner. They don't all have to be corner pieces, not by any stretch.
Just enough to give the effect.
Yeah, it's just enough to trick the eye a little bit. It's enough so no one notices you did it. If you don't do it, no one will notice you did it, or they will notice that you didn't do it. And so, like this one's almost perfect. It came out, we just got lucky, just right. This one will be after we massage it in, round it out. That's gonna look great. I might do one more, a short one here, right? So very little here, because and in fact, I might even wait because what we're gonna do next, I need everyone to stay away from this.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do a couple custom-y looking ones. But coming up, this would be a great place to start next. And can I see us? I'll just show you what we're going to do, but not do it. So, what I want to do, see that small overlap?
Yeah.
Right? That's it. That's it. And
Not a very big.
don't go right to the bottom, because when we move it, scrape it, or do whatever, it's going to kill us, right? Small overlap, I would do like this. These little guys save, they are gold. You will need them. This lends a nice little corner piece here. Go right up there and do that. This is why I was adamant about getting a lot of small pieces when we first started cutting the stones. That is why. Now, because we can detach the hearth, once these are clamped, we have to go do some melting and boom. We'll take this with us. The rest of the rocks that we'll need to do these walls, we will not, because we're just going to put them in a bag and it's easier just to melt them and then we'll move them. So, that's that. So, if you want to grab some of the smaller ones, and I'm going to say,
What, that front?
yeah, where you gotta see this line right here, where your arcs are?
Yeah.
Stay below that. Do the edge first.
And then a couple of them.
Yeah, don't be afraid to get random.
Yeah.
So, right, this is a big stone, but it looks pretty cool, huh? Probably even French in that corner. So, don't be afraid to get random.
Yeah.
Once all this is all. Maybe slate. We'll give slate its due. That is not spoken for. Those two are for the windows. So here's sort of like the backsplashy thing we're gonna do, right? Okay, and it's got its design up here, and here's the mantle. Here are the walls that come down. Right, we've got our hearth that sits over here. Now we've got these sides, and forgive me, I'm not doing anything to scale here. We've got these sides. Now on these flats over here, if we're looking at it dead center, which we won't be, these are going to be like the cathedral style, Gothic castle, regular 8 by 6 inch block, distressed. This is just the rough flagstone that comes through here. But maybe, you brought up smaller stones, maybe a row of smaller stones along the edge might look good mixed in with the larger stones. As a transition, exactly. So if I were looking at like this guy here, here's a good example. Here's another good example. Here's an example of one that's a little bit bigger. So yeah, we got. Let me fire some hands, right? You guys get the idea how we're lining it? Lining it with those stones, so when it transitions to the other rock, it almost makes it look like we tried to do that. Like, we meant to do that. If you want to go with that, that's totally cool. I think that'll work out really good. In terms of how many more stones we need, I just don't know yet. We can't put them on that wall. I think what we need to do is get the mantle full of stone. And get this as far up, but we can't glue on here yet, guys. Remember that.
Where,
Because we need to get these stones and heat treat them.
where's
and we
our
can't take these flats.
backsplash thing?
It is right over here. So, oh, we can put it over here for a second. Let's get the mantle up.
Oh, do you want to take
You,
How does this have to be?
you. All right. Oh, somebody.
Oh, you scratched the mantle?
And
No!
Spent hours on that thing.
Yeah. Glue the girl. Save the mantle. Come on, people.
Not sure what it means, it's so funny.
so which piece did I push? This
So, hey, we're starting to put it together. Yeah, Mark, we definitely went off square here somehow.
Well, and Steve, I'm kind of dead level with it, and the right is definitely high, so we could trim it a hair and get rid of that bobble.
I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll trim it when it's on piece.
Okay?
But can you do me someone tall, come here and do me a favor.
Where's the pencil?
Come right over here, right where you are. Pull back to the piece. And just let's try to hold it straight up. Like that, okay? Perfect. That is great. Oh, let me get a Sharpie. I got one right here.
I just want to.
You just want exactly what I'm doing right here.
Yeah.
You want to know how raised
Because I think some of our bigger ones, I think we can cut down.
I think you guys might be there. Wouldn't that be great, huh? All right.
Okay, put in.
Now you're doubling them up to give them depth, or?
I am. I want them to stick out above the other ones. When I bring them down, I'm going to round all the way down. So they're going to lose a lot of this bulkiness that you see. But I do want them to be kind of prominent. So lots of times when we work with foam at the shop, it's a good tip, guys. You'll see it when we use, especially if you're using Gorilla Glue on foam, if you need to keep your foam in place. These little finish nails, 6 feet finish nails, make really great little pins while you glue setting up. One nice thing about using the foam adhesive that we're using here is it actually has a nice little clamp to it. But when you're doing really big pieces, sometimes you gotta go cheap and use the Gorilla Glue, which works fantastic for foam if you babysit it. You know it blows up and expands and can make a real mess if you're not there to knock it down. But when you're using Gorilla Glue, of course, that has no clamping whatsoever, so it's really dry. So these finish nails, we'll just set them down lower than we're gonna sand and just leave them there. These little guys work pretty good. I may even go and shoot some 1-inch screws in behind this, just to give me enough bite. So when this starts clamping a little bit, I can massage these down, only because of time crunch, because we don't really just have time to wait for them here. So, all right, a couple more little loopings. Thanks, Henny.
I can get a shot of the box. Oh. Perfect, thank you.
I think we caught this before they grabbed the trash, huh?
I mean, my idea is if you really cared about that, you could like pull this template over an eighth and just draw a new line if you cared. Okay. Can I trash this now?
Yes.
And is this all the
Create the template in craft paper. The way we want to create that, it's your process. We all do things a little bit differently. We'll just cut it out. You see I've just taped little bits and edges to it. I've then Sharpied right around the edge of it. Now when I pull this off, you're going to see this outline. I'm going to darken it a little bit with the Sharpie. It should give us a fairly perfect route line. For things that overlap, like this design, I'll also, before I start routing, go in and create that so I know where these were. And then I'm just going to route the relief, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay. But, yeah. This one's got a cavity, literally. grab me the circle rasp if they could?
What, this?
Yep.
That one.
Do that.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it's important to be able to take constructive criticism.
So I'm using this roughly to give me a guide when I start rasping down for the depth I'm going to go to. So I'm not making any of these lines that are going to be permanent, but I want to know where to go down to. This can be long and tedious. How goes the router base?
Good. How big of a bit would you like in there?
We're gonna want. A lot of when you're doing this, it's very, very hard to follow the line and find light. So you're gonna see me moving every which way. That's why just give me just a little radius of room here. Complicated things. Why?
Looking good.
Alright, now just so you folks know, you notice there's a lot of stuff that I couldn't hit with the router because the drill's too big. I'm going to go in now with the carpet knife to clean that up. Chopping all those edges.
Answer my question.
Just as soon as I take this off.
Sorry, Ruth.
Well, yep. I'm going to come in a little bit later. But that is just all looking for. So hit that. I'll keep cleaning up. Let me see. Yep. Right here. Jerk. What? Put a shit on there. Either one, that one just face up. We need to get 2 lines. You're right, I should get paper. We need to get 2 lines that go down this way. 12 from the end, right? So 12 straight down this way, and then 12 right down that way. They're going to be the center points for the cathedral windows we're about to do. So. If only we had a vacuum cleaner that sucked.
Are we gonna do this to both pieces? Just so.
Both pieces. So if anyone, well, that's what we have. And I was waiting to get both these
Sad
straight.
thing.
We do. By all means, let's do it. I'll just bring it here. I'll just bring it straight up.
I really enjoy it more than anything else.
Sharpies. We're gonna need some Sharpies. Ah, Speedy, you're good. You're good.
Taking around with that and it's right on the other side of
And can we mark with Sharpie for these lines, or?
Yeah, we're gonna, because we're not gonna be here for long. Sharpie, right here.
Is this a cut or design line?
It's a design line that we're gonna reference our cuts from. So it's a little bit of both. So let me bring up the picture, in case you guys are wondering why I'm doing this. It's probably clear, right?
Some would think so.
Yes, you just draw the line. That'll be a straight edge.
We're gonna figure out how far up we want them and come across the line this way. And then we're gonna go 4 inches this way and 4 inches that way off the line. So if you take a look at it, I'll show you. Make more sense in SketchUp. So here's what we're about to make. And these are a little bit more, but we need the center line for here and here. That's where it all starts. And then once we get that, it's all going to just come together pretty quickly. I hope. We shall see.
The other ones are difficult to get your sponge in. Yeah, that's why you cut it.
Where's the Sharpie? And where's the drywall square? So just that, oh, the drywall square, the big, there we go.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I said that if we went 2 feet up out of the window, tape measure soon? My brain's not working, so we'll just take you the hard way. Throw me on that mark. That one right there. We don't want that, so we gotta stay at 4 feet. We gotta stay at 4. So you're there, so we'll come down. That gives me 4 feet here, so there's our windows. All right, so that works out okay.
And is this gonna be only a 7-foot tall piece though? Because we're working off the 8 right now.
Oh, good point. You know what? We just that's just. I thought we already ripped these down to 7.
Actually, I don't even know, but I think
We did it.
so.
We did it.
Okay.
So that's gonna change. That's gonna change. Good catch. That's gonna change everything. I thought we pulled this down already, but we didn't. So let's do that right now. And then everything I was about to do would make a lot more sense. Yeah. Here we go. Throw that over there. All right. And let me grab a carp. Yeah. You can do it that. I'll just put it down. No need. Okay. No need. So one of the quickest ways to do this.
Oh man, that's a clean, straight line.
Your first pass is kind of light,
should have been a doctor, yeah. No.
and then it actually guides yourself pretty well. Then
Well, I'm not a veterinarian.
your second pass is a little bit deeper. Okay, I'm gonna just screw it around real quick. And then when we come on this side, I'll just go so my arms out that one. And then we move this over the edge and wire it. All right. Go. Yeah, it goes quick when you do that.
Ta-da!
Freda. So we're 2 feet up, just the way we wanted to be. Ba-ba. And then our foot down over here. Da. And then suddenly I bet this is going to make a lot more sense. And we're at 4 feet. Yay! All right, excellent. So I've got this mark and I've got that mark. I'm going to go 4 inches out on either direction, and let me show you why. This is something you're gonna wanna have in your shop. I actually brought this with me for the workshop. We've used this in every single project. This thing, if it ever got lost, I'd just start crying. And it's just a simple template I freehanded for an arch. We use it on a lot of the, whenever we're doing like, someone falls in love with the castle, what we did, we want to do it again, we keep using this because, and you'll see when we start to do some of the detail work, if I'm working on this, whether it's this, that, it stays consistent. It's stupid, but it stays consistent. And sometimes stupid works.
You've created it too.
It's exactly right. So we'll come over here, and it happens to be exactly 4 feet wide. And we don't have to be exact, super exact on this, and I'll tell you why. The second we start routing and cutting and everything else, we're gonna lose all that exactness. It's gonna go out as your window.
Oh, I see what we're doing now.
All right, you see that? Now go get that small square. That one, yep. And then we're gonna come off of this. You guys are doing this next 4 inches. That's the width of my cut. 4 inches, we want, yeah, close enough. 4 inches, all right. Oh, drywall squares magic. That, and I have a 4-foot bubble level. So I use that, my drywall square, and 2 tools, and simply cannot go. Now this is the original inset of our window. You saw how easy it was to do. Now I'm going to create another jig of sorts. If I can find a square piece of foam, it's not a rock.
There's one right there, right?
Carpet knife.
Over there, April.
Far more than we need.
One more. I'm just going to make an executive decision and go at about a 3/4 inch reveal around the window. That's going to get routed out. You're going to see this is going to be silly, but it works. I'll even smaller than that. You guys too. And then I'm going to get my Sharpie. And I'm going to mark the center on both sides. That'll come into play in a second. All right. Ow, just stabbed myself again. Ironic that the only thing I'm actually hurting myself on this build is a pencil. But I guess that's just the way this one's going to go, isn't it? So, what we're going to do, right? Ain't over yet. What we're going to do is first we're gonna cut this out, but then we're gonna route down. We're gonna route into this about a 1/2 inch. That gives us our first stagger, right? And then on the outside of that route, we're actually gonna take and bend foam around it to create the next stagger. So take a look up there, and you see the classic staggered window. And as goofy as this sounds, this is what I'm gonna do is just grab this.
Oh, wow.
No, it's not exact, but I don't care it's exact. Well, I'm done routing and sanding and everything else. No amount of exactness is ever. Now, the reason why I put the center marks there, as I round an arch, I need to stay tangent to it, okay? So see how I'm rotating this piece?
Yeah.
I'll finish that when I get to the top. So again, no muss, no fuss. Whoops, helps if the Sharpie's actually working. So, this is just more, you know, I told you, sometimes we just don't have time at the shop. And this is one of those necessities, the mother of invention type approaches we've come to adopt for stuff like this. And you can see I'm rotating on tangent with the arch. And then I'll come in here and I'll just freehand it. All right, and then I'm gonna cap this here and here. Now, so what we're gonna do is you guys are gonna repeat this exact process here. And then when that's done, we'll mark off, we'll finish marking, and then we'll mark the other piece. The steps are gonna be, I'm gonna route this inset down, because I love routing foam. You're gonna route this inset down a 1/2 inch. And then we're gonna cut some 3/4 inch strips of 1 inch foam out of the stuff that we just found, thank God. And we are going to bend them around this
The
to
picture
create the
shows
second.
that.
There's gonna be a shelf there, but we haven't built that yet.
Okay.
Are we going to
Yep. Oh, yeah, we're putting a shelf on here, so, I'm sorry, yep, I know the picture's a little misleading in this case. Yeah, we're gonna put shelves here. Let me show you the, yeah, it's a good catch. But this is, so, take a look at, no, take a look at this one, you're absolutely right. We're probably gonna do something more like this. Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
I just realized that we may want to sand these lines down, but you know what, we're just gonna work around them. When we do the next piece, our center line here, let's try to only have it where we need it, okay? And as you saw, really all we need is just a line about this long to throw our square against.
Yeah.
You know, and the hash marks. Because now we have to mark the bricks, and these are gonna cause some confusion. But that's okay, we'll get over it, we'll deal with it. The easiest brick course when you're doing a 4x8s or 4x7s, whatever, 4 foot wide, is we're gonna go, and I'm gonna go, Sharpie, is this a Sharpie? Nope, it's pencils. Thank you. Somewhere, right? We're gonna go 6 inches up. That's gonna be our height. This is sort of that typical castle brick thing. You know what I mean? 6 foot, 18. All right, so you get the idea, right? So we're 6 inches. I'm tired, so I'm just gonna be absolutely sure. So give me 3 6-inch hash marks up from there, and I'll show you how we're gonna do the rest of it.
Oh, yeah.
No more words.
Okay, so you're going by sixes, right?
6,
Yes.
6, 12, 18. You need traffic. Man your stool. Literally whatever comes. Fire! Fire bad! So, now we're gonna go across. You got your Sharpie, I got my Sharpie. Oh, I'm getting tired, my accent's coming through. Park the car over there, next to Fenway. All right. Guys, I work with a company out of Bangalore, and I've got most of my team members are offshore. This one guy, Ratish, calls me after a conference call. I started screaming at people, and he goes, Mr. Steve, you sound just like the guy from The Unforgiven when you get angry. I'm like, what? He's, yeah, the movie, the Wahlberg. You sound like the Wahlberg when you're angry. And I was just like, what you said just makes me want to kill myself right now. I'm like, I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry, Ratish. All right, so now, alternating courses of bricks. Doesn't matter which one we choose first. But the first course is probably we'll do executive decision. We're gonna start 4 feet in, or 4 inches in, right? And then, so you mark your 4 inches in from there. Oh, yeah, you probably need to take that now. Where did the rest of those go? Go. Oh, cool. And then, and this is kind of a habit that I'm in. When you make your hash mark, make it down from the line.
Yes.
So go ahead and make your hash mark down from the line, 4 inches in. Down from the line, so you're already covering the line, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all right? We're all a little tired. All right, and then,
Make it down one.
that's okay, yep, you got the idea. So then we're gonna go, oh yeah, that worked out. This line works good, I'm glad we picked this. We're gonna go 8, and then we're gonna go another 8. So 8 inches, 8 inches. So go 8 inches.
Yeah, 8 inches from this
8
point
inches
here.
from here, which is that, so
Yeah.
that's already
That's
marked,
good.
go again.
Another 8.
This is the one that's gonna be screws. All right, now your next course, of course, starts at 8 inches in, right? Because they alternate. And then, this is where I wish we had a regular square. So, you get as much brain as the rest of us left, so.
I would just lay that other long piece on here, mark out your 8s, and just come by every other one. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Just do it.
Yep,
Move
we're gonna-
4 inches every other
Well, we're gonna get started though, because trust me, when you start to get tired, you're absolutely right. And when I'm in the groove, man, I'm hitting it just like that. You will screw this up if you're not paying attention and you're going like that. Oh my God, I've done it. And then you're like, oh, that line's no good. That line's no good. So at least for the time being, let's just sort of get them started, right? And I can tell you, I really like the way you automate that. It's definitely something that we like to do at the shop. But once you actually get the first course kind of going, you gotta give me 8 inches on that one. You can see that now that I've got these marked, yeah, you just keep rolling.
Huh,
Exactly.
okay, 8's right here.
Split the difference. It's okay.
So, okay, so what,
So we're over here, we're 8 inches on course, right? 8, 8, 8. Mark that 8 right there. Put it across that line out. Nope, across this line out.
oh, this one,
Right here.
oh, this one, okay.
This line is no good. That was a center mark that we made.
Like he did here, just we don't
Yeah.
want to use it.
Yep. All right, guys, and you guys, now when you come up to here, just don't mark these. Mark out this window, and then mark out the next one, and then you have to rip the other next one down.
Mark out this window, what does that mean?
Well, just get all this done, all the way up.
All the way up.
Okay.
All the way up, and then we'll do the next one. And then from that, we're almost in the home stretch, because then we just have to route this out. You can do the routing. While you're routing, I'm gonna cut down some lengths of 1-inch foam. Glue,
Make the
pin,
shells.
we'll make some shelves everywhere we wanna make them, and these walls are done.
Can I ask you, so we don't care anything about the little stools or whatever for the just shelves. Just go and make everything brick and we'll build around it later.
You're exactly right.
Okay, so
You are
let's go.
exactly right. And
Just don't go through the windows.
right, so you're doing that, I'm gonna finish up the stretch
yeah,
of
we're
this
not
bit.
gonna have to do that.
Oh, that's good. That looks nice. Nice. All right, yeah. Yeah, keep going. Clean that up a little bit. That's starting to look like a thing. Like a thing, I say.
Good job, looking good.
It is so much easier to do when you mark your horizontals first. Because once we've got one more course marked out, once we've got 4 courses marked out here,
Skip
you
every brick.
just drop this down and just keep extending them. As long as you have your horizontals there already, it becomes whoop, you just nail it. So
Right.
let me grab a Sharpie off somebody. I'll mark out these with. Good.
Can't figure out where the window is.
Good.
Like you
I'm
said,
sorry.
this all sands down anyway, so.
You guys will like this technique too, especially if you're about to build castle walls. You are going to dig what we're about to do here. Get these marked so that you can see what I'm saying. So we've got these courses marked here, and we've got our horizontals marked now. So now I just skip everyone. I'm going to give myself a little sanity mark on one of them. Make sure we're still not running too weird. But here, I skipped this one, 4. 4. You see what I'm doing, guys?
Yeah, you're doing every other 4.
Every other's 4. And we're going to just continue this right up the piece. See, this is where it starts to go quick, right? You've already done the brain work. Now I'm gonna need one more. Fortunately, one more mark on 8. This one's gonna be a little stupid because of where the window is. So that's my 8. Over here. Now I gotta pretend, right? All right, so 8. 8.
So one that doesn't have the mark.
Here's an
Yep,
8.
that one.
Yep. It's gonna be right here. Here's 8. Over here. 8. I'm just gonna try. Push it. There's my 8s. And continue this process right up the piece. Monkey D square. Good monkey square. Monkey square. Right. let's get that other piece marked where we'll have some brain left, and then before we know it, we'll be done with this section. Because it's about to go fast. One thing, especially if you got a heat shrink foam, that's important. If you guys might want to, this stuff right here that you see, this is wax. And when you're going to heat shrink foam or put any kind of coating on it, that wax can potentially cause you a lot of issues. So the reason why I have this 120 is, what we want to do is gently sand that down, right? Just gently. Just rough that wax up.
Okay.
And that's going to make a huge difference when I show you guys how to heat shrink it. And that's coming up soon. So once we get that off and do it right across, actually don't do it right across the piece because I'm gonna make that look a lot more distressed. But at least here and on these edges, just soften them up. And the reason being is when you go to shrink foam and heat wear, it contracts it. It literally shrinks it. So what looks like a small little thing here is going to open up into a big problem. But if you knock down, like if you take this right, so if you take this here and knock this down, smooth it out, it's going to look just right. Another thing, and we'll show the cover of this, so the reason why I had to round these edges is because when I shrink it, if that was still a hard edge, so here's the edge, right? When I shrink it, it goes like this. It forms almost an ugly point. When we round it, it softens when it shrinks. And I'll show you guys that in a bit.
So just this part, not this part.
Not that part, yep. And just lightly, just take the wax off, just so you get it all.
Charcoal that turns white when it dries. Yep.
Sorry about you.
Right here.
All right. Can I ask for your help on this over here?
So, it does look cleaner than the last.
Oh, and hammer.
Everyone's mind. So here's the next step on this. And it's just as simple. It doesn't have to be precise. And again, this is for speed, right? So we're going to do carpet knives. You're going to come about this far out with it or whatever you feel is comfortable. Sharp blades are a must on this. We really haven't abused these much, so we should be fine. We're going to come in at about a 45, maybe about an eighth off the line. Again, it does not have to be precise. Your imperfections and what you screw up is going to make this really better. Right? And then we come in on the other side. Lots of times, I'll if I'm doing this myself, because I'm already up here, it's easy for me to go that way, right? But just to give you an example, I'll try to do it this way. When you get in the groove on this, man, you just start going. You can knock, these windows are a little bit complicated. You can knock these out once you get going. With a few guys, you can get 4x8 sections. You spit them out every 20 minutes once you get into the assembly line.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That was a lot faster than a router.
A lot faster. And when we shrink them, it's going to look a lot better. When these get wavy, you will screw them up.
Yeah.
I will too. All those imperfections only make them look better. Routed walls always end up looking like crap because they're so precise.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wait till you see this after they're distressed. They are great. Grab some knives, get to it. When we go to shrink foam, so here's that edge, right? When you shrink it, it turns into this. So we go from here, and then it gets shrunk and does this. That's bad. When we just simply knocking that little tiny sharp edge off of it, just the way Emma's doing, when you go to shrink, it makes all the difference in the world. And Emma, you've already done more work than you need to on that line. It's literally just drag it down once and you're done.
What grit is that?
This is the medium grit sanding block. They don't give you an actual.
Does
grit
it
for that
matter
stuff.
what? As long as it's sanding paper, you're good.
You're just knocking off that edge. That's all you're doing. There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's gonna do a cutout and a jigsaw. Stay there for now.
Okay, so we're routing between these two lines where my finger is. That's gonna be routed.
First things first, here's what you're gonna
Inside
do.
comes out.
First things first, the inside kit comes out. Where do
I
your
want
windows
that as my
actually go
base
to?
of my router though, don't I? Before I want to route and then cut.
No, actually, this will work fine.
Okay.
You'll have plenty enough space.
Okay.
It actually makes your life easier because you're gonna have less to deal with over here.
Cut out the inner line.
The second you route this out, you'll forget where you're supposed to.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, so we're jig starting out. I'm assuming this doesn't matter, right?
Correct.
Okay. Your jig starting out. Just around here. But we're gonna have to. These guys are gonna have to let us pull this piece off for a second. So hold on, guys. There. I don't know if I like that light or don't like that light. Who wants tombstone?
Man, that's pretty quality.
Coming through, watch out, people filming and stuff. Hold up the bottom on that, Mark. Gently.
Pretty good foam blade, huh?
Awesome foam blade. That's it. Oh, just so you know,
Just seeing
it's
where the
soft
base
start.
I can use.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, so when you turn it on,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna take a second, so don't worry, it's on.
Okay.
Yep. And then we go to the top. Let me get you to the top here one second. You want a nice. I'll even get it a little bit exaggerated because why not, right?
I just kind of.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's get this thing dusted off. And then we're almost done there. We're going to rotate it.
I'll get that
Now,
for you.
while you guys do the sink treatment on this, we're going to get started. We're going to keep trucking on the assembly line. And I'm going to, right here.
So it's a 4 feet by 2 feet piece, and then you're doing what's the distance here? 3/4?
Well, we're doing an inch now.
We're going to do an inch now and sort of experiment and see if we can get a bend on it without breaking it.
Gotcha.
So it'll be inch by inch.
Might work. Excuse me? Coming over there?
Nope.
Close.
Yeah.
I might be able to walk that in. No, I don't. Yeah.
So it truly will not bend in the other dimension, right?
Try the 3/4 now.
Yeah, we'll see what feels better. I think you have to play around it. Because this is the last bit we gotta do before we get on to distressing.
You use the hair dryer on it. Heat it up.
And it'll shrink the foam. Foam, heat and foam hate each other. We use it specifically because of that to distress. It actually contracts it completely, which works out great when we're distressing stuff. Nobody's being happy today, huh? They're not going in that direction. We had better luck the other way with an inch. You gotta find that. It sucks. You find that magic piece that doesn't want to break on you. There are vagaries in the foam through the extrusion process. That feels a lot better. That doesn't feel like it's going to snap and break on me. Kind of like it actually. So let's cut some of these off.
3/4?
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, 3/4. Okay.
And
That one's actually a little thicker than the actual 3/4.
yeah. And they don't have to be exact. We can sand down as needed. Here. I don't know what I did there, but I did something stupid, huh?
Well,
Probably because I lost the blade. Every little bit of heat shrinks. It's funny, you know, I use my table saw a lot when I'm ripping big pieces of foam, doing miters and stuff, turns. So you got a miter, right, and you want to rip a whole other piece of foam. And you have to, with a table saw, it works great, but it'll start driving you nuts at first. So you realize you actually have to set everything an eighth of an inch off, because the heat of the blade, no matter how fast you get it through it, shrinks the foam. It drove me nuts. I'm like, I know my measurements are right. I know, I'm just throwing things around the workshop. I'm like, wait a minute, you idiot. It's getting hot. It's shrinking. You should know this. You use heat to shrink all your foam. Original. Sharp. That is, he owns and principal investor in HauntX. He's going to give us a ride to the first. Oh, okay. We're going to find a magic spot here. No, wait 1 second. No, we're not there yet. Nope. Don't even go there. We're going to put food down. The flag goes one way. Alright, hold on a sec, guys. We're going to have to get weird with it. Keep this out. I'll show you how we're going to do this. We're going to pray it doesn't break, and if it does, we just reset and try again, okay? Right there. We're going to walk it down, okay? Right through. Push it right through. Push it right through. Don't be shy. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, that's all right. Let's keep going. I want to see how far we can get this where you want it. Right there. Just put them in fast. Walk down, walk down. Pass a couple this way. Push them right in. Push them right in.
And then we're at that point where it broke.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. somehow get this over though. That sucks. I could not have broke at a worse spot.
I think it's above the line.
That's really unfortunate.
Yes,
I don't know that we can really.
just on the ridge, not in the middle. But I mean, think.
I don't know if I can save that, guys. I'm trying, but
Do it afterwards.
no, let's do this real quick. Sometimes you just gotta reset. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Somebody put some more glue down.
Yeah, straight across, all the way down. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Just get him in there, man. Make sure you get that point, please. There, my thumb. That's the danger zone. Nope, nope. You're going too far. Keep going. Put a couple in there.
So that, we're gonna be clear here. You have to look under here, so when she's cutting, like, we're not gonna.
How many more?
Keep on.
Yeah.
Right here. Forward. Try to do them like every inch. All right. Once we get over here, one here, we're fine there, guys. We're fine there. All right. Now we're gonna do this. See this? There it is. Louis, we got this one. We're gonna have to cut more for the next one.
Do we have another one?
Yeah,
This is
over
empty.
there.
On the
Already-
table.
already loaded. I'm just gonna have to cheat the bend and not get it severe with it. It's all right. We'll figure it out from there. All right, you got that going on? All right, my man, you're on it. Right there. There. Nope, nope. It's not in yet. Wait till I bend it down. There you go.
Put one in right here.
Beautiful.
Good?
Good.
Look for another one right here.
Hold on one second. Run right where my thumb is. Where my thumb is. What's the difference on those? You guys have got it now. Let's get it rolling. It's important. Once you get this piece stretched, keep it stretched. Let it know. Damn it, don't break.
I don't know, you gotta reuse random stuff, you know? Okay, so.
All right, hey, we're getting somewhere. Oh, look at that. That straight piece is not going to break when we use it for a straightie. Let's go. Keep going to finish this sucker. These guys will be ready for us before we know it. Right here. That piece wants to go. No, that's not going to work. This piece is just no good.
Josh, over here.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Damn different. I have to sand all that down. You got more here.
Do not do this at home.
Oh, what's that?
Do not do this at home while you're doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to massage the you know what out of this.
I do have one here, but I pushed it down.
What the?
Yeah. Well, you could probably just flip it over there, huh?
You're like thunder.
Well, it's already glued.
Oh,
Don't worry, I'm gonna hit it real quick with some sandpaper. It'll come right down.
so again, you got a nail.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go and start putting them in every inch.
Nope, 1 second. Give me that one. I want to grab me.
Catwalk.
Yep. see this one.
That goes on this side of the wall then.
And make sure the light hits it from this angle.
This one looks about the right size, huh? You know, the problem when it came through, they weren't the same size is the problem. That's my fault. We're gonna just make an executive decision on where to start the shelf. All right, this side's at least done.
So we're gonna have to cut some more strips from that one. And you're going three-quarter, not six. Probably smaller than that.
We're gonna go a little bit thinner. Oh, that's brand new. You can keep it just the way it is. I don't think these ever need to punch base on that anyway. You bought that for his own project. Get what you pay for. Routers are one of those things that they're worth spending the money on. Mainly because they're little tiny spinning circles of death. Anyone seen a Raspberry?
They're in the top lid. Yeah.
Oh, this is right for me. The race is on.
Is that a 4x8?
This?
4 inches by 8 inches, yeah.
It's 4.5 inches. And it's whatever this was, kind of doing.
I think it was.
We're measuring to the piece at this point. Ever see a finished copper door with a blueprint? All right. Anything left in that sucker? Do you think? Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe a touch. Maybe not. Maybe a touch. It's gonna sit up there, but there's nothing I can do about it. Hi there. Young shot. Now we're in the. Oh my God, we hit the scrap done one.
When we're just done, we're out.
The carpet.
All right. You guys are still cutting? You think we're almost good?
We've got,
Why don't I get going on this one
we've
real
got 4
quick?
pieces ready for you.
All right. Hey, love, I need you.
I just worried. That's what I was thinking.
That looks better.
All right. No argument from this peanut gallery. You're still mad because of the bio I submitted.
I thought it was hilarious. I would have left it.
I told Steve you should have left it. You got all
That looks awesome. How did you secure the backboard here? Is there a piece of...
There's a couple of nailers in there, the little pieces of luan,
Okay.
and we just 2 screwed right through those. So I Frenched those in when no one was looking yesterday. These are just here, pretty much so these don't droop or keep drooping while this is glued up.
I never thought about using finishing nails to hold that. I mean, it's like perfect. You barely see them.
It is. Keeps it just pinned enough so you can get the glue. That's it.
Yeah.
And once you glue that, then you're all set.
That's awesome.
When you're using the blue glue, it's not really a big deal because it has a nice clamp to it. But Gorilla Glue, which is the other glue of choice for foam, takes a lot longer to set up. And so therefore, you gotta get all your pieces together.
Do you ever have the issue too? Because I know vanilla glue, it expands. So does it ever push it?
You learn to use very little. Like, that's all I'm gonna use in that because I know it's gonna blow out to here. So keep the shelves up. They're glued. All right.
What was the? Is that a drywall trowel that you were using?
Just a joint compound paint shield.
Oh, face shield.
Paint.
Oh, paint shield.
I mean, well, there's a tape knife and there's paint shields, so you can use either. It's just a heat break.
Yeah, that's
Just a
neat.
heat break. All right, 8:15. The 7-foot uprights, I think I added it.
Crayons, down grass. Down.
What? The title stuff there. Well, I thought I'm not seeing that. So, old heighted rate on all 4 sides, 465.
Rounding the edges. Do you burn that later or no? You just leave it? Just a touch.
Yep, that's that too, and then, just the scanning glass stuff. So there's one painting glass in a bin. Once you've got the edges where you think they're rounded, just give them a light wire brush. And then come back and get the uglies and smooth them with this. Best as you can. Right? You can see what I'm doing here is I'm smoothing this edge out. See how this is really rough? We're just getting as best we can. We're kind of past the point of trying to make things perfect owing to the time constraints. So. So then, very quickly, and go like this. Whenever you're using a heat gun for distressing, just a kind of a rookie mistake that all of us make is you can see the seam here where these two pieces are joined. If you hit that with a heat gun, it's immediately, because the heat gun shrinks foam, both pieces will shrink and you'll get a giant seam there. So be gentle. Sometimes you just gotta stay away from stuff with the gun. The same thing goes for over here too. If I had hit this with the heat gun, you can see how I kind of left this with the nose zone, because it would have pulled that right away from there.
Got it. Okay.
Now what I'll do is, you guys are there. There, all the way down there, right? All right, so now very quickly we will go around the other side.
Burn.
So we take a look at this. And we'll get yeah, looks good. I'm almost sanding dead flat to it. Where you're sharp there? See where it's a sharp edge? So we're going to come down a few times. And I'm just, first there's almost like a 45 to it. And then I just sort of work it around it until I see it round.
Very light.
Method to this madness? No. Oh, I'll touch. That's nice. Just don't go too far with it, right? You gotta use your big eyes, so keep looking at the whole piece. Okay? You get fixated down here and you go, it's perfect! And you look up and everything else, you know. I do it all the time. I'm not making fun of anyone that does it. I cannot throw any stones in that glass house. Working the heat shield out of the clutch. Heat shield out.
So you're shading the shield?
I'm taking the shield. No, you don't press it. Never touch.
Oh,
You'll cut it. Right. Yeah. Taking the heat shield and just going like this with it. So if I wanted to make sort of a quarry look on this one right here,
Yeah.
why don't you come over here quick, because I'm not going to do this again.
This board is undone, though, just so you know.
Heat shield,
Oh, I see.
right? And then you just sort of work it until you get it where you want it.
Okay, thank you.
Now, what does the sawdust do?
Sawdust just acts as nothing more than a heat break.
You
So
just
where the
lay-
sawdust is and you're running over with the flame, all right, that's the blank spots. That's where nothing happened. Where the sawdust was, or wasn't rather, and you can see, here's a piece of sawdust here, so you can literally see where the sawdust was. And it's just, you just throw it at it random, brush it around, make a little pile so it's like that. It's just purely random, you know? When you have some time to do it, this is not a good example of it because we just had to do it. It's literally like 5 minutes a piece and like, run! When you have some time to do it, you can get some really beautiful effects. Like this little bit came out purely by accident, pretty nice. When we go to dry brush this, and you'll see it soon, this is kind of amazing. All the highlights are going to get picked up. We'll use a 3-stage dry brush, and we're going to put a base coat on. We're going to start dark at our darkest coat, which is never black or gray. We hate that. We're going to start with a dark green, because that's usually how things are. And then we're going to bring in some lighter colors over it. The very last, lightest dry brushing is going to be the lightest color. And that's very counterintuitive to how a lot of people do it, but you'll see it work, and it's going to look perfect. People don't think let's keep adding more light colors, but that's really where the magic happens.
So is the pits from the sawdust, or is the upper areas are from the sawdust staying there?
The upper areas are from the sawdust because the heat from the torch never got there.
Got ya.
We're literally just using it as a heat break. Yep.
Thank you. So what would you like us to do?
Base coat the whole thing.
And that's a green?
This is called Thorny Branch. This is going to be your best friend in the paint. It's amazing. normally we spray this because it's much easier to get all the cracks and crevices. But we're not gonna get too crazy because all of these racks are gonna have some different colors on them anyways. So we just wanna try to do our best to get a nice coat going. He's gonna get some solo cups, so we can divvy up the paint and hit more of it at a time. But this whole thing is gonna get one coat of this initially.
Is that just going to be on this part?
It's gonna go on the whole piece.
Okay.
Yep.
And this is
And more of this is
100%
coming.
coverage, correct?
What?
100% coverage?
100% cover. Well, you're not gonna get too crazy on like the little dots. If you see how it goes on these stones,
Yeah.
That's
you know,
cool right there. You're done?
you're gonna go over it a little bit more. But you don't worry about getting little every little crack and crevice.
Don't need it saturated.
Right. Obviously, there's going to be some pieces that you just can't get it into, and we'll go through and do a little more detailing stuff. Yes.
I got it right here, you want
Oh,
it?
you're such a brat. Honey, you want everything in one coat of this, right?
Yeah, whole thing, one coat of that. That's where we're starting.
All right. So let's divvy up the paint. Everybody get a brush.
I'll go back to that. Holding. Keep holding. Don't stop holding. You're holding well.
So you're using another piece of foam for a template.
Holding good.
Yep.
Should have gone before you left.
Oops. You're good.
But keep holding.
Yeah, get your knee on that or something. I'll do my best.
I'm gonna give you something I don't care about as much.
Okay, fair enough.
Come on, get your hand down there, be brave.
Man, Mark's
Keep
been
the
walking
thumb
all
out.
over us the entire way.
That way we
Oh, you could do that with a utility knife?
No,
Oh.
but we don't have a plexi saw or a table saw.
Oh, I
If we do it with a jigsaw, more than likely we're gonna snap the hell out of it.
sure.
So question, why would you not use the edge of it to get the one side of it? Because you're cutting the piece, right, that fits in the...
I'm not quite following you.
Like if you were to put the actual template up, why not use this edge of the...
We're using the other edge for that. We're gonna slap two of them up here, but what our problem is they're too wide.
Okay.
If we put two of them,
You can just overlap them?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
give us
I
a sec
see.
here. It'll become self-evident. in a minute.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think we'll have to choose.
Ow. Here, you want to lay this down and I'll hold it down?
Yeah.
So it's pushing down hard on the right spot.
Let me see if I can score this side a little bit too. We get right on it? Ish?
Uh,
No, not really.
I,
Do we get it?
hang on, let me just, I'll just do it so it's not going to give.
I think we got it. This one, that's Yep, we did. Get your foot on there. It's the bar rag I got. There it is. Cool.
The cut or the break?
Yeah, that worked good. We got our method.
What do you feel like?
That's pretty clean.
Yeah, I only got one big plexi clip right there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
One little bit right there, huh? I got a pair of pliers that nip that with.
You have one in your bucket.
I do, don't I? Let's take a look. Yeah, well, that's gonna get you. What happened is.
What's the prop if it doesn't have real blood on it, though? You know.
Okay. Why don't you have a couple people with you?
Grab a 2x4.
Yeah.
We'll just throw it right under.
You're only gonna use a little bit of paint. I literally put whatever's in the cap. Just pour a little in the cap. Try to just get the edges. It's gonna mix with the green.
Okay.
It's no big deal.
This dark was a dark green. I didn't see the can.
It's Thorny Branch.
Thorny Branch, okay.
It's really good for a base coat, and then after we paint everything, we're gonna go through and do a light dry brush of it, just to make everything match.
Okay.
Makes it a little more dirty and earthy looking.
Do it.
The dry brush, all you do is get a little bit of paint on the end of your brush.
Just do it. Guys, Ron, I like that we go on.
Just
But you're being bored, right? Yeah.
So you're more dabbing at it than brushing across it?
dabbing at it. There's little points where you'll brush across it. But the more you brush, the more you drag whatever the wet paint is.
Right.
So it's better just to let it go wet.
So you want to do dry brushing while your base coat is still wet normally, or does it matter?
It's really good when it's like that piece there that has all the distressing on it. The dry brushing, while it's wet, you'll drag really nicely across it. This, in the interest of time, you could do it dry or
Hey,
wet.
make sure you
If you
screw
do
the
it
holy
dry,
hell out of that.
your colors are going to be a lot brighter.
Because I think if I had gone like
You'll
3
have to
more
tone it down
down,
afterwards anyways.
we would have had a really nice break.
So it's probably better just to do it
Don't be
this way.
me. Steve Coach is rule number 1 in building stuff. Don't be Steve.
Don't be me.
Don't be Steve Works, whether it's Steve Coachy, Steve
Don't
Works,
be any
Steve
Steve.
O'Connor, Steve Goldberg. Just don't be me.
So what are you guys doing in here?
Let me think what I want to do.
Just scoring the plexi so we can break it to cover the windows.
Okay, so you're using 2 different plexiglasses just to match up on the back.
Right, we're cutting it so that one piece will cover 2 windows.
Okay.
You think I'm brave and
So you
honest?
just score it real deep and snap it.
Acting as one. You might have my buddy Matt helped us to build
And then don't move until I ask you, okay?
doors acting. Don't worry about it. It's all gonna make sense in a minute. Why not just do this on a piece so that it's easier to cut up.
We're just trying to get as much as we can while we wait for
Hey, Steve, are these wide enough right here?
What's now?
Are these wide enough? Can you just check from the front?
We're going to put
They're wide enough.
We're trying to mess with you.
They're wide enough. They're good, guys. They're good.
We couldn't stretch them, is the only problem.
What's done? 'Cause
We're about-
there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, no, I know. I didn't know if you wanted to that way or you do that.
I'm gonna work on the this code, and then then I'll show them on the backsplash. I need space for that, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. I just wondered if you wanted to do it.
Was it craft paper?
Yes.
If I stop doing this right now, Michelle's gonna kill me.
Gee.
Because that's the part where we gotta figure out what's going on with it.
New, but where they came from?
Yeah.
Yeah. These colors that I picked today are the closest colors I have to this. So it's basically usually oops paint, but you get those for like 50 cents.
At all times.
Some of these dark ones are going to have to go over lighter.
So what are you marking here?
I just want to make sure I'm square. It's really important I start making my template.
I love that. Oh, okay. So he just marks his square just to make sure he was square. You're off the edge there.
That's okay.
That's a problem.
Because nothing ever gets square once we start working, I gotta give myself some reference in case I want to actually make some stuff that's gonna be.
That's a good idea.
I need some
Any
designs
project you're
later.
gonna run to the, even you plan it out, you're gonna be running
symmetrical.
There's always something that gets left off the list, or something changes, you need a new part, something breaks.
You need another paint bead. Just can't get that quick.
That's someone who's been working.
None? But if you included it,
He does fashionable paint shirts. Like my shirt's always like, and hers like, oh, looks like I'm a little artist, you know, just prove
It's in vogue.
you can walk through the lobby with that one.
That says the donut boxes.
Oh, that's messed up.
let me back
Yes.
you off there a second.
You sure can.
Donut box prop. Out jumps a monster and eats a cop.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not.
Just make sure you put square.
Yeah, what I'm thinking about doing is for the stained glass windows, is doing a crisscross pattern
Oh,
all the way across them.
yeah.
Normally what we do is a slight, we do like a 1 inch down here and alternate colors, and then do a crisscross in the middle. It's kind of a very classic stained glass pattern.
Yeah.
But because of the time
It's just
constraints
the
they're
time,
putting on
yeah.
us, when you do that, because we're gonna paint on the back side of plexi, right? So you have to mask on the reverse side. So when we would mask that, you would mask everything but the first course of just the alternating reds. They'd have to dry. Pull them. Remask all the reds you just did, the course of blues. Pull them. In the middle too. Then finally the green in the middle. Now, they didn't give us any glue tack, masking tape, and we don't have time. That takes 2 days because you have to let stuff dry. But as a nice compromise, it'll look good. If I just do a regular cross pattern, we'll do it right here on the craft paper. And once it's done with the craft paper, we just drop the plexi on it, centered, and then you just bring the plexi. And your pattern's already in the plexi. That pattern then gives us what we need when we do the writing. So, what we'll do is we're going to take the plexi, we're going to pull the plastic. Once we've got this pattern done, we're going to take the plexi, we're going to pull the plastic off, and we're going to put a thin coat, I shouldn't say that, a thick, ugly coat with a chip brush of poly on it. We're going to let that dry. That goes on one side of the plexi. As soon as that's dried, we flip the plexi over. On the back side of the plexi, we put the crisscross pattern in with Sharpie. We flip it back over, we can still see the pattern, right? The poly is now dry and it makes the plexi look like leaded glass because of all the imperfections from the thick ugly coat of poly that we're on. And then we take the beading that we have, you guys saw that, looks like kind of like cake icing. And you do that on the crisscross pattern, and it's just like cake icing, right? And we'll need to let that set up, at least a little bit. And once that's good enough to vary, because it takes like a daily dry. Once it's good enough to delicately handle, we're gonna spray paint the green to the back. And while everything's still wet, and we shouldn't even be touching it still, we're gonna drop it on there. Because we don't have a day to let everything dry. Won't help it.
Question for you. It seems like I didn't understand something. Why can't you do the crisscross first and then do the clear coat that you don't have to turn over? You just leave the clear coat up to dry if you.
Well, you know, we could technically put the crisscross on it and then flip it over and do the poly.
That way you don't
The
have to
poly
flip the
takes
poly
like
down.
literally like 20 minutes to dry.
Okay.
So it's so quick that we don't even bother because it's just like, hey, we're done. You know what I mean? You guys, I think you guys know what a simple lattice pattern looks like. Does somebody want to take? Does somebody want to take the helm on creating that pattern? Give you something to do. It's challenging. We can move on to other stuff while you're doing that.
I would like to.
I mean, it's, you know, I think if we just go.
You want 1 inch width? Or?
Usually I do like, if you do, I would do, because the way the crisscross works, yeah, we'll pull this side over here. I'm gonna make a little fake one over here, okay?
Yeah, give me an idea what the pattern looks like a little bit.
So let's pretend this is our pattern, right?
Okay.
And if we mark, let's say every 3 inches, I'm trying to go from memory here, okay? But bear with me, because if you met my memory, you'd realize how unreliable it can be.
Part of it is going to be wide,
Here we go.
but not all of it. I bought the projectors on eBay. Some of them were really old and they sucked a lot of power
I
anyway.
think 3 inches will work for us.
Oh, okay. So yeah, these are more
Right,
triangles.
just
diamonds.
that classic, you know, Gothic
Yeah.
lattice that you see in every window, right?
Okay.
Right, and that's so, no, normally, let me give you guys an idea what we would do if we had time. So normally what we would do is we have a border out here. And it's cheap, but it looks good, and, you know, it's very kind of authentic-y. Everyone go to the rent fair. We'd put a pattern out, a border like this, and this would be red,
The opposing
blue,
color, yeah.
blue, red. This is gonna be a green in the middle, right? All this has our little cake frosting lining, and you get the idea, that comes all the way up. Looks really nice. We gotta simplify a little bit because time.
Yeah. So we're just going to take this out. We're just going to do this straight up the middle. Okay.
So, I think 3 inches looks pretty good.
Okay.
Everyone like 3 inches?
Yeah.
Any adjustment at the top as we narrow, or do we just literally continue?
If you
it
keep
straight?
going up and following 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, you actually get a really nice little pattern up here. Because of the way the arch works over it, it starts to get kind of narrow up here and up there. It looks cool.
Okay.
It looks cool. You can go either way. Now, I've done windows. You know, there's nothing wrong with using pencil first. If you want to continue this line up here and just do 3 inches, and then you'll have a consistent pattern.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're going to change the arch.
Yeah.
I might recommend that you guys pencil this part in and see which one you like better, and we'll go with whatever you guys like better. Is good? Cool. Once we get that done, we'll go for Are all 4 plexis going to be exactly the same? This is the next question. They won't be. But this isn't finished carpentry, right? We're not making deck chairs from Titanic. We know some of them aren't going to line up well. So we're just going to live it.
We ran out of colors, so we took a blue and we mixed it with a white.
Oh, nice.
That's exactly what we got to do. I need to figure out my palette for these walls and that backsplash.
Yeah, I know.
I also need kind of like a whitish greenish for the start the mantle on. Oh, the mantle's not there, so we got to keep it. They could do that.
Yeah.
And I could do one wall maybe.
You could.
All right, yeah. Why don't you guys keep going where you're going? We'll get there. We'll have to do some mixy matchy.
We're about as far as we can go.
What about over here? None of these rocks are done.
So that particular rock has like 3 or 4 coats. You did like a white, and then you went over with the bluish, light bluish, and now you're just going over with a dark bluish on it.
I went, yep, exactly. I did a mix of this color and white for the base over the thorny branch, and then I did just the plain dark and dry brush that.
Oh, is that the name of? Oh yeah, the green is called Thorny Branch.
The green is thorny branch.
I like that
This
green.
is-
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like way better than gray for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's great for like making things look dingy too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing that. So,
Well, if we have the time, out of this baby. Okay.
you got it. You got exactly right.
Where is this going?
This is going to go. We're just going to insert it back there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
Can I just put it in along with Emma later?
Yes, just be careful not to bump it out.
That's right.
Yep. And this is where the kids will be screaming from. You know, if you want to get fancy about stuff, you wouldn't even make it look like it's on hinges or whatever. It's not.
So we're gonna take the excess wood and create the bands out of it.
Great, being over.
Help with this, Ross. All I'm going to do, again, I kind of like to do things intuitively.
Oh, we're
and
not actually gonna use that piece?
Oh, just use that piece in your hand, man.
I am.
Okay.
I'm just drawing on how big the band should be.
I'll shut up.
So we're gonna put the table over on this side?
So all I'm going to do is instead of measuring,
Cut it out quick.
because I don't like to measure as much, I'm just going to draw this. This is how long the band should be, wherever we're going to put them. More or less. Okay. And then we can kind of do whatever his little design was of how wide we want some bands. So, I don't know, does anybody want to guess?
Oh,
and
you
say,
want to use that as straight edge? Okay.
Take a look.
3
Throw it on there and
inches.
see what it looks. Usually 3 is the magic number for
Three,
those, but
yeah.
you guys use what you want.
Well, let's not even, just throw that away for a second, Ross, if you don't mind. Let's just eyeball it. What looks good to you? Does that look good?
Let me show you guys now the rivets we're gonna make, just so you know, right?
This
We
width.
do everything
Yeah,
to
yeah,
scale.
let's see, yeah.
The rivets are, they're about this big.
So bigger.
A little bit, not much, not much. Let me give you guys about
So,
Let's try to throw away the
that's
tape
4
measure.
there.
4. Do them on 4.
Okay.
Are you 4 over there?
And then,
Rivets gotta be straight.
You're off.
yeah, well, this we're just
You want
getting
this
an
thing
idea.
dead straight?
Yo, yeah, band's dead straight.
Okay.
Give me 4-inch strips the width of that. 3 of them.
Oh, now I see what we're doing. Okay. All right, never mind.
Hey, Ross, can I push this button in your stomach? Take that shelf off.
Yeah.
Keep getting up and down. Okay, first,
I now understand
let's do
what
this
we're
another
doing.
way. Let's redraw it, because that was the cut edge.
Yeah.
This is the factory edge. So it's like, put this thing down. This big thing.
Use it as a straight edge?
Yeah. Well,
I would probably go with 90.
now I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah.
And you brace across the top. Medium floor design.
Squared up.
There.
Another 4.
Always do it. This had to be a little bit smaller before it goes. So,
Use a little bit of a cut.
we're not going 2x2.
Let's cut them and then we'll put them on and just trim them
2x4
off.
is too much. And 2x2 or 1x1 we'll try to. That should be like a theater style.
I'm just gonna cut them super long for right now.
Now you're heavy again, you know, so we just use 2x3s. The only problem with getting 2x3s.
Oh, the lead break off?
So we're going about 31, 32 here.
No, we never get that
Okay. So, I'm gonna run these wild and then we'll cut them, trim them to,
We're gonna have some, yeah.
yeah,
That works.
I see what
we're doing now.
table that we can work off of.
I knew that was going to happen. See? You see? We're going to skip a step. And we're going to live with the consequences. I'm going to... All right, you... We're going to shellac right over the Sharpie. It'll work. It runs a little bit, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Probably the easiest,
All right.
One cut across.
Hi, you.
yeah.
Yes.
Stop
Can
here,
you
you'll hit the table.
Sharpie this?
Oh, really?
What would have been this the step that you're skipping?
Normally I'd shellac it, let it dry. Just go ahead and start. We're going to go fast.
Oh, you know what, you might put your rabbit in your shirt.
All right, have at it, guys.
Hang on, let me line it up. Okay, 1 second. So, you want to...
I'm lined up.
All right.
I'm lined up right now. So right there.
Give us 1 second. So you want to get close to the table, nothing on it. You good?
Yeah,
Okay, go for it. So now you just want to ride it straight on. You're watching your face and this thing, and you want to be clean right
Yeah.
along that side.
Problem is this line's pushing me out, you know, so I got.
Are you good with color here? I don't know that it's parallel, but we're good by height. We're good enough.
Hi, honey.
How are you?
Come on. That's the space I have. Make sure that you're like.
Yeah, and then he's talking about
Yeah, so look at the picture over here.
Awesome. Thank you. Eyeballs, this is my advice. Eyeball is fine. I use the simplest, most consistent measurement you can get out of the square so you know you're not going to screw them up.
Okay, and we're looking at putting some grates up there.
Yep, yeah, so if you just take and like, hey, look, that looks good. There we go, right?
Okay, good.
4 lines, bam, 4 lines there. Off to the races.
Okay,
Sounds good.
so just lay this down.
And what are you guys using the foam for?
We're gonna make
So we don't
a
go
little,
through the table.
a little guide first. A little guide so we can guide our router.
Gotcha.
Hey, you know, I have one. I'm not the webcaster. Look out, lady. Dave, do you like that grayish color that's coming over here? I'm not sure if
I do. That's good.
we on and pretty.
You're, let's see.
You're good. You're good.
I see the very top thing.
Some of it is before we have to come out.
You're trying to freehand it, no way.
Can you do me a favor? In the classrooms, there's water available. Grab a cup and tray of water for me out of one of the classes. Plus, rate it on someone, cup of water. You can use one of the cups we have at the table there. They'll probably have cups in the classes too.
I think we have water on the table behind the thing.
We have water here.
Yeah, I think so. We have a bottle.
Need that super fast. Sorry, no pressure.
There might be water.
7 minutes, Steve. 7 minutes? Nicely
Is
done.
there a bottle there? Yep. Okay. There's cups right on the table.
That's good.
that means
That's as close as we need to get. And anytime on that water, no pressure.
You asked for it. To get that kind of white wash.
Didn't like how dark that came out.
We're building like a metal grate in a fireplace.
Okay. Can someone grab me a brush with just a little bit of the thorny branch and that green cup on it?
The original base.
The original base, you know what it is. My color mixer extraordinaire knows which color I'm talking about. You notice when I'm doing this? I'm taking almost all the paint off of it. Very little. That's why they call it dry brushing. All right. See, I'm angling the brush, I'm just hitting the edges. All I want to do is see you hit these edges. Less is more. See that, how beautiful that looks now? Right? Because that's it, we just barely got that on there. And we're going to come back and we're going to highlight that with another color too. Here you go, take that, right? We're going to keep adding colors. All right. Here's my lighter colors. Nope, you guys should just step back for a bit. Let's get through some of this. And then we'll get in there. Lori's going to give you a nice garment. Now, you guys can see here, I'm adding what's probably going to be my second to lightest color. I'm going even lighter and trying to hit only the very top of stuff. We're layering color. Just trying to hit the very top, highlighting it just like the liquid. But remember, it's your mountain.
Now, is this a color you already have made, or you're making those colors to put on the wall?
I am having someone mix them for me, my ace color mixologist behind me, because there's no science to this. If you find colors that absolutely work for you out of the can, that's great, but as you saw here, we didn't really have a lot to work with, so we took the colors we had, we mixed what we thought was there. The rule generally goes like this. You want at least 3 colors on any wall. We start with our darkest. Ross next to me is putting on our second darkest. I'm moving up into an even lighter one. We're going to crisscross each other's work. I'm finally going to come back with a very light color at the very end. So we're going to come lighter and lighter and lighter into the highlights.
Is it using the same color palette? You're just darkening it?
Same palette, yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So we're trying to stay consistent. Whoa, this mantle is really thick.
What is it?
This is smooth cast.
And what does it do?
This makes a plastic mold. So this here
Oh,
is the
okay.
rivets.
Oh, for the rivets.
Yeah. Our only issue is normally we have mold release spray.
Oh, and you
We don't. So this is mixed 1-to-1.
Okay.
So you get the same exact amount. You put them together. You mix it. It kicks.
Just smooth cast, and you
Yep.
just need to buy them together, but it comes.
Yeah, they come in a package, A and B.
Okay.
The stuff kicks pretty quick. I think you got about 3 minutes working time with it once you start to mix it.
Yeah.
What did you make your mold out of? Is that actual clay or
Sculpting.
Yeah, sculpting.
sculpting clay?
Stick a bunch, roll it out with a bread pan, stick a bunch of rivets in it. In this case, we use lag screws, and then bake in the oven.
Lag screws? Okay.
And a big bolt
Why does it always come on
And
that
then you
way?
baked it in the oven?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a little toaster oven down the shop.
Nice. What size lag screws? Or
Rivet sized. All right. Well, we don't have the mold release, like I said, so this is just going to be a practice. I'm going to do a couple of these just to see if they're actually going to stick.
Oh, that's really wet, unfortunately. That's kind of a bummer. We put it over here. Oh, we're getting a little deep over here, guys. You gotta go back and give me some thorny branch.
It's gonna be when you're done.
Where'd my thorny branch brush go? Thorny branch.
Who has the thorny branch?
Just the brush.
Is that this one?
It's right there in the middle, isn't it?
Is it the one back here?
There's a new brush. Just
Yeah,
there's
this
more
one.
brushes.
Yeah, guys, let me hit that wall just real quick for a while, okay? So everyone just learning.
This stuff will turn white.
All right,
If you feel it in here, it
we're
starts to
very
get warm.
even and over the highlights over here.
And it doesn't take that
And
long
what we
to
don't
set
want
this?
is sort of.
No,
we
it
just
goes
wanna
pretty
knock
quick,
this
and when
down
it
a little
goes, you'll
bit.
see
If we
it. It'll
get
start
this
to turn
force
white
spread
in the
out
middle,
evenly
and then
across
it'll
it, that pink should
pretty neat.
hopefully go away. Hopefully.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna get.
plumber's putty once and didn't know how fast it hardened.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is actually taking longer than.
We do get a lot of things.
No, it should start to.
Yeah, you'll see it turn white. And then it goes. Once it kicks, it kicks.
So we don't have
And
Vaseline
you
or
use this really
anything.
often?
I didn't, but I'm gonna go get some if I need to in a minute.
Yeah, this is sinking in. Okay, I'm going to order this piece.
Yeah, see, like over here.
Yeah.
Right. That's eventually. Now, obviously, we're going as fast as we can, just trying to get it done here. Eventually, you can take your time with this. Let it dry between coats. See where you really stand. I will even go to a stark white, and we will
Feel
over
the
there
cup.
when we're doing that as the last coat. You will
Wow,
white.
that's
Which
hard.
white?
Chemical
No.
reaction that makes
Just
it
on the highlights.
Resin hardener.
That's what it actually looks like, and you'll see it'll pop.
That's actually similar to the putty stuff that we've been using.
So let that man do his thing, and then you guys, you're gonna tag him in.
That would be more,
And I'm gonna find some paper towels and try to dry this in.
it's a resin, a little more.
Yeah.
So you've already prepped all these?
Yep.
I'll just put this a little bit more.
Did it
in the
work,
middle so
babe?
I don't-
Yeah. We're working on it now. We're gonna
Well,
do the
like, did
next
it
set.
release?
Nope, but Amber had some
Am I going
chapstick.
all the way?
Yep, fill it right up.
How is that gonna work, I wonder?
Good. It's
We
like
are going to
Vaseline.
tell you shortly.
You know what? I like the creative thinking, I'll tell you right now.
Oops, sorry. Darn it, is that like they handmade these
Big
rivets?
it, dude.
Take a look. You know how to do it, as you know?
Oh, it expands.
On these windows?
Barely.
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
just barely
I
though.
guess I'm learning. Sorry, guys.
And then I think you
No,
can
no.
Anybody want a popsicle?
actually do
No, you're good.
I was gonna put it in there.
That's it.
1-inch screws?
Yeah.
How to hold it, glue wasn't holding,
Yeah.
because the board's not flat.
So you're trying to get away from pure verticals?
Sometimes
Mostly
I do, yep.
vertical, but
Mostly, but I'm just trying to fill in some spots here. If I screw one up, I'll crisscross it. You know, this is sort of the thing with the dry brushing is, part and parcel of it is you end up with these hash marks for the brush itself.
right.
It's really not what you want. Ideally, in a perfect world, all you'd be hitting is just the top, just bringing out the relief. Yep. That's here, that's oops.
And using your purdy brush.
Yep. These walls are done. These windows are done. Stand down on the windows.
I haven't finished that window.
I will run just the edges in here?
Yeah.
Process of what you're doing right here, real quick.
Sure. We're using 3M Super 77. It's nice because the way that it sprays in a line, so it's nice to get in between the cracks. This moss we got from the dollar store, and we're just sticking it to it, going in between all the cracks, trying to cover any wood that you see or pink that you see. And it's pretty good. It sticks pretty good. You can sometimes squish it in between the rocks and it'll stay.
It's going to take a lot of thumping and whatnot. When they get too empty, they tend to spit. And you're going along and you're like, oh, I got the perfect line. Grab some shop rag towels. Here's my advice to you. And this is the most important thing I can tell you about this. So, Mark, Emmy, if you mess up on this, a big mess up, it's going to be your natural inclination to go, let me try to wipe that up. Do not do that. You're going to make a bigger mess. However, when this stuff actually dries, it dries almost like a silicone caulk.
Pop it
You can
off.
just cut it and clean it and peel it right off. Okay? So don't make the mistake I made and go, oh, let me fix that, and because you'll never fix that. All right, that's
Leave your mistakes there.
leave your mistakes there, clean them up later.
Again, all this stuff is the same. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 1.5 per.
1.5 bottles.
Let's throw
per.
these. That's for the next batch.
All right.
So we don't get too carried
Go
away.
get them. Stand over the piece. So I see these guys both sitting. Don't.
Okay.
Don't. You're going to want to move.
Did you tell them about banging the...
Yeah, occasionally you got to give them a whack and bang because they're going to want to spit.
You want to give them 20 seconds of what it's supposed to look like?
Yeah. Yeah. This one just jumped right into it. So that's okay.
Well, that's good, but I just...
That's good.
You
Let's
may show me one that we're supposed to, what we're going for, then it'll be...
put the tip right on it. Sometimes it works. I'm already messing it up, but you get the idea. You see how it just stopped like that? That's why you got to give it a little
Got it?
bit of this.
Okay.
We don't want that. I messed that up. That's no good. But we're not going to wipe it off because I think that's just not going to be there. Now sometimes we got to go up. And just
Okay.
go along like that. It's going to self-level a little bit.
Okay.
So while it looks a bit bumpy here, a little bit of that's going to go away as it self-levels.
Okay.
How long does it take to dry?
About a day.
A day.
Yeah, we won't be putting these up. We'll be putting these up wet, and we won't be putting them up till probably 5. Spray paint is typically sold at Home Depot, and it is awesome when you only want to dust stuff and knock it down and not actually paint it. Impossible to actually color anything black with, but we buy them all the time at the shop just to knock color down because this sucks. So it's awesome for all the wrong reasons.
It's hard to keep it straight.
You see how the absolute lack of coverage for the spray paint makes it perfect for this application?
Yeah.
Very far away. And I go in sideways. It's like dry brushing. Just picking up the highlights. Oops, see that right there? That's not what we wanted.
Is it better to use the larger ones?
Yeah, you have to. yeah.
You're gonna be mini sorcerers.
Everybody get your cute little tiki torch.
You know what though? It's probably better for making things too.
Yeah, those will fit in your carry-on bag.
Yeah. What's that? What do you? It's my sorcerers. They're long.
That's all the spray paint we're going to do here before we gross people out and get in trouble with the NOAA. Let me do it this way. I'd love to put more colors on this. Believe me, I'm dying to. We don't have them.
What would you have done?
I would have done, I would have blended in or dry brushed in, maybe even sponged in if you want to blend. Much brighter shades of orange. Probably a lot, looking at a can you go, that's way too bright. And a few darker ones. But the next time you look at something that's really rusty, really look at it. Don't look at the hole. Look for the brightest color of orange your eyes can see, and you'll realize, especially if you just separate it, sometimes you just have to do this with color. Like you want to see where one color is? Just look at that one color, because your eyes fool you all the time with color. And you'll say, oh my God, I never realized how bright that really is. You take that, extrapolate that technique out, and experiment with some shades that are far too bright and far too dark than you'd think in the middle of your palette when you're doing this. And you'll really surprise yourself. You will get some really happy accents.
I think it looks good, but I think you put too much in the middle. It looks like it's burnt.
Oh yeah.
It's supposed to be a fire back there.
No, but that's sarcasm.
So it just sits back there like that?
No, we're actually going to put it back in front right now, but I don't want it in the way while it's drying.
Okay.
So we're just making some.
How would you,
When it's fully dry, I think what I'm going to do is find a couple little tiny scraps of glue in and screw into the back side of them as best I can.
little tiny scraps of what?
Glue in. And just make it so I can affix it to the back of this thing somehow.
Okay.
Even if I have to balance it. It's purely decorative at this point. I love to get in there and just play around with it, but it's too late.